You look like you had sunglasses on, by the way, Marie. Is that true?
She looks like what?
She's got some sunglasses.
A little bit. Yeah.
We're actually dog sitting a husky right now, which is my dream come true.
Oh my god.
His name is Suka.
Is it a chatty husky?
It can be.
No and yes, because only if you get him started. So last night I started it and he goes, oh, totally.
He did.
That's my favorite. That's my favorite thing.
He was talking to me for a long time. It was so cute. But he's not really that, like, he doesn't talk a lot unless you get him started.
It's true.
I've converted Wesley to Husky World.
It's a lot of shedding, but it's a fun ride.
That's true.
You should look up what the name Suka means later.
Suka?
S-U-K-A. It's Russian.
It's a Russian name.
Yeah.
Okay. Also, you can be very explicit on
expletives. You can be very expletives.
Yeah.
You can be very swears.
Yeah. We don't care.
Yeah, you can say dirty wordies.
I mean, I talked about the period on our last podcast, so
yeah, that happened.
I know.
Oh, that's funny. I like that.
What's it mean?
You can say
it means bitch.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's like Suka sounds so cool.
Yeah.
Since it's in Russian, you got to give it the extra emphasis. You have to say it in a Russian accent too every time you talk to the dog.
Yeah.
I didn't even know. But yeah.
Well, should we get started?
Anywho.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
We're recording already, right?
We are.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Yeah. Intro song. Initiated.
From my husband's intro.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
This is Yeti walks into
Basecamp.
We are your hosts, Yeti Legs and
Basecamp.
I love how you just say that. Dun, da, da, da. It is time for our question of the day.
Ooh, should I ask this one since you asked the last?
Yeah. Do you think we should say who's asking these questions?
Nah.
We'll leave it anonymous.
Because what if like one of us asks the question? And what if we don't have anyone who asks a question? So then it's us.
Anonymity.
Anonymity.
Wow, that's really difficult for you to say, isn't it?
Anonymity. Come on, I'm quoting Finding Nemo. And he's like, all right, just get on the. Because he's like, where are you from? And he goes, anonymity. And he's like, all right, don't hurt yourself.
Is it that bad in Finding Nemo?
Yeah, he's like trying to say anonymity.
I don't remember that.
It's at the very beginning. He's like, all right, don't hurt yourself. And then he gets on the little stingray.
Well, there you go, folks. Go watch Finding Nemo.
Finding Nemo. Anyway.
For a great reference.
Anonymous.
So here is our question of the day.
Question of the day.
Read by Basecamp.
How was adjusting back to the quote-unquote normal or cotton world? And what's your next hike?
Well, that's really two questions, isn't
Smiley
it?
face. That's two questions.
That's two questions. That's an equal sign plus a capital P. So that's like a tongue out face.
Like what?
Yeah.
So
yeah, adjusting back to the normal or cotton world. How's it been for you?
Hard.
Elaborate.
When we got done, it's like a physical, mental, emotional space inside of yourself. And you gain weight because your body is so used to eating like 3,000 calories, 4,000 a day, but you're also burning 4,000 to 5,000 a day. So there's that aspect. So gaining weight is really hard mentally for you. For me, it has been.
Okay.
I probably gained like 10, 15 pounds when I got back. Over time. It took like a few months, but
yeah, I think it's important to say that we are now May of 2023 and we started March of 2026.
So we're like a year.
Wow. Sorry.
2026?
We are May of 2023 and we started March of 2022.
You're like prophesying? I don't know.
No, I was thinking March 6th
Yeah.
2022.
Oh, okay.
Sorry,
So we're
sorry,
like,
sorry.
so think like, okay, we finished in September and we were pretty active, a few months after, but then we got back to Colorado. It was winter,
Mm-hmm.
pure on snow. We don't cross country ski, we snowshoe
Yeah.
and we hike, but it was really hard to transition back into the cold and just do 4-season tent after we'd done so much lightweight gear. So it was definitely like that part was really hard of trying to be active still in snow world and trying to climb even 12,000 feet and not being able to very well because we needed our ice axe or spike, like micro spikes and stuff. So mentally, like physically it was hard in that way. So we kind of felt like we were holed up a little bit in ways. And then you get back into working. And so it's not, you can't just hike every single day that you want to.
You can't.
So that's hard.
So we finished the trail in September of 22. And then after that, we visited family for a couple weeks across the U.S.
And we did a lot of like little runs.
Little jogs here and there. And then we went to Mexico for 3 to 4 weeks.
Yeah, 3.5, I think.
And we didn't do any hiking.
But we walked
in Mexico. Cities. We just walked the cities.
Which was like 9 or 10 miles a day.
Yeah, it added up quickly.
Yeah, so we still got activity.
And then by October, we were on our way to
France.
Europe, specifically France, and we started the Tour de Mont Blanc.
Which was epic, and I'm so glad we did it. Like, I don't regret that at all.
For sure.
You should go do it if you question wanting to do it.
Yeah, and that kind of segued into November for us by the time we finished.
But then we didn't come back until beginning of December.
And then we finally got back to the States beginning of December. Yeah, so the only big hikes that we did after the PCT was just the Tour de Mont Blanc, which is just over 100 miles.
Yeah, but it feels like so much more.
Because there's so much vert gain.
A lot of vert gain. It's beautiful. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, and we'll talk about the Tour de Mont Blanc and Trek blogs and all that.
We'll go into more detail about that when we get there.
As soon as I get through the PCT. But yeah, and then we got back in December, and it was snowy wonderland here in Colorado.
Which was hard.
And it was hard because, I mean, it's like a reintroduction to the Sierras.
Yeah, and that was a lot of PTSD for us. Well, I don't want to speak for us, but I know that was a lot of PTSD for me because we had a lot of scary moments in the Sierras. And we had done snow mountaineering before, but when you're literally in snow for a whole month, and that's all you got. Like, you don't have any way out for days.
Yeah.
I mean, we were out there for like 7 to 10 days without anything. I think it started to trigger some PTSD in my world of like, oh, we're back out here. But then I'd have to remind myself, we're only out here for a day or two. We're only a few miles from a car.
We have a car to hike back to.
Yeah. So just working through that. And then I think also coming back to, this is going to be a brutal one, but people do not understand when we got back. Like the most fascinating thing I think I observed was people would ask us how the trail was, and if they weren't a part of it. And this is very generalized. I'm not saying everyone, but most of the people would ask us like, how was the trail? And we would start talking about it in depth, and I would just see them glaze over. It's like they could not process what we were talking about at all because they weren't there. And so I started to just stop talking about it because only people I could talk to about it was people who did it. Yeah. Because they understood.
Yeah, the glaze over happens a lot.
Yeah, it's like people could not process it. So mentally and emotionally, that was really hard because I didn't know how to connect with people after we got back.
So we get back in December, and I more or less start working. Not in public health, not making, 3/4 of a nice chunk of change.
What he used to make.
Yeah. But instead I'm beer tending at a brewery, which I love the brewery, the people that I work with. But again, it's a step down.
Wesley easily could have gotten a job doing something else. However, we both were talking about how he should go back to school. The hike really ignited something in him about how he should pursue his passions in being in ecology and outside in the environment, protecting the environment. So we were like, well, this would probably be a good time to go back to school. And so that's why you pursued a brewery job.
Yeah, it was quick, it was fast cash, which we
Yeah.
needed at the time.
Yeah.
And it gave me a moment to sit back and kind of consider schools and programs.
Yeah.
But so I'm working mid-December after we get back, early December, and you're kind of not.
I'm freelancing,
You're freelancing, you get a
and-
few jobs.
but not a lot.
Uh-huh.
That was hard.
And that started to take a toll on you.
Yeah, because I like to be productive, and when we were hiking, I was productive. I was walking.
You had a daily mission.
I had
You had
a
an
mission.
objective.
I had a purpose. And once we got back, film industry was very dead, and I wasn't getting a lot, which brings up a lot of emotions of purpose. What am I doing with my life? Now we're back in this grind again. That
Yeah.
really is painful and hard.
Yeah.
And so I definitely went through a mental bender for a few months.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then you finally started to work.
I did. It started
little bit
picking up
more.
again. But
Film
it's-
film picked back up for you.
Yeah, and then I got the full-time job with the film company, which has been a huge flip switch.
Yeah.
But it's honestly, it's taken probably 5 months to just readjust to life.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a culture shock coming back because no one understands. And I think for me, that's what was so hard. No one understands. You can try to explain what you went through, but no one's gonna get it. Anyway.
They won't get it to the level that it's impacting you. They can try and understand. It's like you trying to be empathetic with someone who's lost X, Y, and Z in their family, but you haven't lost X, Y, and Z.
So you try to be there with them.
So you try and be there and you try and empathize, but you just can't. You haven't walked in their shoes, so you don't know.
But what I observed though is a lot of people wouldn't even ask us. Like a lot
That
of
is
people,
true.
a lot of people wouldn't ask us about what we experienced. They would talk about themselves.
Yeah, I think it would usually lead with like a question of, "Oh, well, how was your trip?"
And then we get a sentence in, and then they would move to themselves.
And when people would ask that, it's like it wasn't a trip. It was half a year of our
It was
lives.
life changing.
And it was this life-changing, dramatic saga that we went through together.
Yeah.
And we would get a sentence or two out, and then they would start talking about their career changes and
Or how
what's happening
how
in their lives.
or how expensive the gas prices were, inflation. Like it was just so fascinating, the difference in what we went through and realizing all of this shit doesn't matter.
Yeah.
And then we come back and everybody's still in it.
Yeah.
And they're talking about it, or not making enough money, or what they're doing, and I'm like, holy shit, like we almost died
Several
multiple
times,
out
yeah.
there, and it doesn't fucking matter here. This is the grind, this is the hamster wheel.
Mhm.
And people just keep going on the clock. Like it's just like a clock, a wheel that keeps spinning, and it's like they're sitting on one of the little time things that just
The
keeps
hands.
moving, one of the hands, and they just keep going around it. And I really think, like, I just want to say, I think this is really important, is that there's a difference between people that separate themselves from the grind and people that realize that there's more to life than money and just existing. That we actually were meant for more in our lives. We were meant to live and experience a life that's fully like alive. Your brain being activated, your heart being activated, your emotions, your body. To live holistically inside of ourselves. We were meant to live that way, and we just get so stuck in this grind in our lives in society, where we have to do certain requirements to meet certain needs.
Yeah.
And I think when we did the hike, it broke that.
Uh-huh.
It's like, no, we don't have to.
Yeah.
We don't have to be this way.
Mm-hmm.
And I think there are people that actually just long for that, of this, like, I don't want to do that. I don't want to be in the grind. I want to do this. And I think those are the people that end up through hiking.
Mhm.
It's like you know what I mean?
It's true. I mean, I feel like those who were really close to us in our families and a few select friends asked us and wanted to honestly know how our experience was.
Yeah.
But the rest were still caught up in their
Grind.
cotton world
cotton
grind.
world,
Yeah.
yeah.
And not to say that we are coming back trying to not work and not contribute and not earn money, et cetera. But I mean, it's just you notice it more.
It's a drastic shift. It's a strong contrast of realizing what matters and what doesn't. Like all this shit we have.
Yeah.
And why do we even have it? I remember when we got back, we were like, why do we have all this stuff? And
Yeah.
it wasn't even a lot. Like it was like a car full of stuff.
Yeah.
And
It wasn't much at all.
Yeah. And we were like, why do we have all this stuff? Like we
Uh-huh.
don't need it, because we lived for 6 months off a actually we lived 10 months off a backpack.
Yeah.
And we were fine.
Yeah.
And so there's stress in that. There's stress in like going back to work and not having clothes. I didn't have any clothes. I had only hiking clothes.
Yeah. Yeah. That was a moment.
Yeah. But I will say, I think it's taught me in my work world that I'm to show up and be excellent at what I do,
Mm-hmm.
and be present with people and care about what people say and think and feel,
Mm-hmm.
and show up. And I think through
Mhm.
hiking has taught me that in a better way of like showing up, being fully present, fully holistically present. So that's
Yeah.
helped a lot in work.
Because your everything except for your metabolism slows down whenever you hike that long.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
you pay more attention to what people say because you go for 3, 4, 5 days without self-service, and all you have to entertain you is what you're
each
doing
other. Yeah.
and the people you talk to. So
Yeah.
you listen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then for us, I think for me, like we went from being together every single day, 24 hours a day.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden seeing each other at night, maybe, and then on the weekends. And so I
Mhm.
think that was really hard too.
Yeah, it's been a drastic change.
Yeah.
For sure.
And it's good. Like this is good for us, is like we missed each other. It wasn't like, oh, thank God you're gone,
I know.
which was great. That was a good teller of us, of like, oh wow, we're actually, this is a gauge of, I'm so glad we're together.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, okay. So tell me you.
What you want to know?
What was it like integrating into
Oh yes,
the world again?
the original question.
The
Yeah.
original question, because I went on a very long tangent, and now
Let's take
don't give me a small answer.
I just took a swig of scotch. It's not going to be a small answer.
Oh, good.
So,
Give the people what they want.
well, give the people what they want. For the people, I
Guys.
think doing something like that, and this goes out to all the thru hikers, want to be thru hikers, hikers to be, etc. I think that once you do something like this, it makes you feel empowered and teaches you that you can do and conquer the things that you may be afraid of. Because that's a 6-month journey for us, 4 months for quicker people. But either way, you're out there for an extended amount of time, and you have to grapple with yourself, with other people. And if you come out on the other end, you've gone through your crucible and you're refined, you're stronger, you're more focused at that point. To come back from something like that, it's difficult, especially for me, because to do something that epic that thousands of people were seeing and like, oh, congratulations, and like cheering us on, to go work at a bar where I'm serving people a beer that, give me $1 per beer or something like that. I appreciate everyone's generosity, but like it makes you consider your worth and make you wonder what you're doing with your life. Like you said earlier, you go through an assessment phase. And I think for me, just hiking the trail not only taught me that I'm like capable of these amazing things, but also that I was on a path that I wasn't really, I guess, like loving, and it didn't bring me life. It kind of sucked it away from me. Even though I loved all the people that I worked with before we ever hiked the trail, and I appreciated the fact that we were trying to help others, like it didn't feel entirely fulfilling to me, which is why you and I had conversations on the hike about like what coming back would look like for me, and all those conversations kind of pointed towards school. And so we got back, and I'm really struggling with going back and working a job where, I feel like it's demoralizing a lot, because I know, even though people don't ask and I am not a person to volunteer the things that I know or have done, I know that I've done all these cool things and epic things that people can only fathom. And, I don't say that to be like bragging, but
You're not bragging.
But
It's the reality.
that's the reality of what I went through, and it was
your,
hard.
You have your master's already. Like you've gone through so much schooling and degree
Yeah.
to get where you are, but yet the hike kind of like shook things up for you to
Yeah.
show you
Yeah.
that you could actually have what you wanted.
Mhm.
I feel like that's what I experienced on behalf of you.
Yeah, I think so. And I know that other hikers come back and their reintegration is way worse. Like they live a homeless lifestyle
Yeah.
for days, weeks, months, however long.
Yeah.
But for me, to hear a patron come into the bar, and I know they might be joking, but for them to tell me that I'm just a fucking bartender, like that's hard because I want to snap back, but I can't do that because we're back in the cotton world, and
They don't get
shit
it.
like that doesn't fly.
Yeah, and on the trail, it's just like, well, fuck you.
Yeah, you can
just
say whatever
hike
you
away.
want. You can hike away or let them hike ahead.
Yeah.
And yeah, so that's been difficult for me. I've really been deep diving into all the Instagram posts and getting caught up on writing the Trek blogs and creating our YouTube videos. And since we've been back, that's the only thing that's given me a sense of fulfillment. And I have to work, because we need money. We have to pay the rent. We have to have a vehicle so you can go to work and do the job that you love.
The grind, yeah.
The grind. But yeah, the only sense of fulfillment has been from like producing this content that recreates their experience on the trail right now.
Why do you think that is?
Why?
Yeah.
Why does that bring a sense of fulfillment? Well, if I had to guess, I don't entirely know, but if I had to guess, it's because it's kind of like my unpacking process, for one, from hiking the trail. And I think that if we were to ever do another trail, that producing all this content it's not even about the followers, but it's garnering relationships with brands,
Companies, yeah.
Yeah, that will help us out in the future.
And that we can help out too.
Yeah, and I mean, and that's how it works. It's a
Yeah.
mutualistic relationship.
Mhm.
They offer some of their equipment for us to try, and we get out and we use it, and it allows us to perpetuate our obsession with hiking a little bit.
It's dangerous.
Yeah, and I guess that in so doing all of that, the videos, the blog, yes, unpacking, but also it gives me hope for stuff to come,
For the future.
is what I think.
Mm,
I never actually realized that until I just said it.
interesting.
I know, huh?
It gives you hope.
Yeah, I think it gives me hope for hikes or adventures to come.
Which is what you've always wanted.
Yeah, and I think I need something to look forward to.
You've always said that.
And even if I don't like have a date and like this predefined period of time for a hike, as long as I have like a very vague goal in mind and I can work towards that, that's helpful. It is helpful.
It is helpful.
Yeah, we went through customer service one time, and
With Verizon.
oh, you know how bad customer service can be. And
We'll share this story with you.
after everything that I would say to this individual, they would say it is helpful.
Literally, it happened like 15 times. They said, it is helpful.
I don't know.
It was really funny.
But yeah, so after everything I would say, they would say it is helpful. And sometimes I would get it is helpful 3 to 4 times before they would say an actual statement.
It was really funny.
It was like they had it copy and pasted in. It was crazy.
So we were now we always say it is helpful.
Yeah, yeah.
It's become our tagline.
Oh my
It
God.
is helpful.
And so yeah, I think that's probably why it brings me such a sense of fulfillment.
Mhm.
And whenever we got back and we're back in the normal daily grind of things, we went on this hike in Pueblo, Colorado. And that's when you started talking to me about the possibility of doing another hike,
Mhm.
which is the second part of the question. Are there any other hikes planned in the future? Yes, for myself. But I think Basecamp is going to kind of sit one out.
Yeah, it's very surprising for us, but I'm okay with this. It's in Colorado, and I can like see you within an hour to 3 hours per car.
Yeah.
And it's a month long.
Yeah.
And I think that, I mean, we had.
We didn't say the trail, but it's the Colorado Trail, if you
Yes.
didn't already guess.
So Wesley's going to do the Colorado Trail in less than a month.
It's about 485 miles or so.
It's a month.
It's over a month away. I'll be starting on July 21st of this year.
Yeah. And I think that, I mean, for us as a couple, I think we normally, I'm going to speak for both of us in this, and you can tell me if you do agree or disagree, but just like a 6-month process, I think for both of us, we'd rather do it together. Just because you grow so much, you bond, you have so many stories that you can never explain this. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, I get it if a spouse wants to do it separately, but you can't explain everything that you go through on the trail. You actually have to live it. You have to experience it. You have to breathe it. And I think that's just something that we both realized on this trail, that like doing a 6-month, like I told Wesley, I was like, if you want to do a 6-month by yourself, I'm going to do it with you.
Yeah, I don't think I would want to do a 6-month without you.
It would be really hard for us.
It'd be stressful as shit. I have to wash my pot every night for 6 months, and I don't want to do that.
I know, and then I'd have to put the rain fly on every night.
I know.
Figure that out, or like how to put the tent stakes in.
I ain't got time. I ain't got time for all that.
But we've created a system. But I think it's more just, I don't want to be away from Wesley for 6 months. Like that's genuinely, and maybe that's because we've been married for 3 years or whatever. But I mean, I just don't want to. It's almost like a FOMO. I don't want to do it without you. I'd feel like I was missing out. But this trail, I feel like, is very important for you. And I think that it's very vital that you do it by yourself. Yeah. And I'm happy that you're doing it by yourself. I think I was even the one who suggested it, because
it's true.
Yeah. I just think the things you learned on the trail, you never got this before we met. You never got the experience of doing something by yourself like this. And I feel like I did, not in hiking, but in traveling and experiencing cultures and life. Like I feel like I did get that by myself. And so I just really want you to be able to have this.
Yeah, I mean, my whole life I've chosen what path I take, and I haven't really had a whole lot of input or external direction, which is fine. But I feel like the people that have supported me haven't like been my cheerleaders. They've just been my quiet support in the backdrop. So for you to do like what you're doing and offer to support me for a month on the hike feels like you're actually like cheerleading me, and like you're there on the sidelines. So it's kind of cool feeling.
Which is what I really want you to have.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's important. But yeah, is there anything else you feel like, though, from coming back for you that physically,
oh man, well, you go from hiking every day to, I mean, on a good week, hiking or jogging or running on a late Friday evening and maybe a Saturday or a Sunday. So that's a drastic change, and I definitely missed my Yeti legs from the trail.
He still has beautiful legs. They're just not as big. They're not 150% like muscular like they used to be. They're still pretty.
I can't
pretty. They're beautiful.
I can't bend a fork with my quads.
I mean, you could if you went to the gym.
Yes.
In a week, you could probably have them back.
The nearest gym is like 35 minutes away. Up the mountain.
Yeah, we've chosen to live in the mountains.
Yeah.
So.
So physically, that's probably the hardest thing. It took me probably a good month to get used to sleeping in a bed every night.
You couldn't sleep well.
No.
I couldn't sleep well either.
I even contemplated like trying out the sleeping mat and the floor, but I didn't stoop so low as to try that. It makes me appreciate when we go camping on the weekends more.
When we car camp or tent camp, you sleep so well.
Oh, like a baby.
You do.
Yeah. And other physical things, I am a different level of tired being back and working than I was hiking.
Yeah.
Hiking, you're physically exhausted at the end of a lot of days, but you're stimulated a lot.
Your mental and emotional state is stimulated, yeah.
You've got a constant flow of freaking adrenaline and these positive, like good feeling hormones circulating through your body.
That's a good point.
For 6 months, and then you come back and you have to choose to wake up and go on a jog. It's not your job. You have to squeeze it into your schedule. Or you have to choose to pull up a YouTube video and do a 20-minute workout or
Which-
something
which
like
is what
that.
I've done from time to time.
Yeah. And then just listening to your body and not overeating is a hard part. I think that my metabolism has slowed down enough since we stopped to be able to register in my mind that I don't need to keep eating even though something is great tasting.
But you haven't gained any weight coming back. You've lost weight.
I got a little belly.
No, you don't. No.
I got a jelly bean.
Do not be deceived.
I got a jelly
He
bean.
does not. Okay, let's compare a jelly bean compared to a beer can.
I'm not saying anything right here.
If you're a jelly bean, there you go.
Okay.
You're not a beer can.
Not yet.
No.
Y'all
He
working at
still works out.
working at a brewery where you get all your drinks for free. Dangerous.
That is a.
Yeah. Well, I think that's all I have to say. What about you physically coming back?
Well, I already talked on that.
I mean, a
I
little
gained
bit.
weight.
You gained a little bit of weight, but physically you
A
haven't
little
been.
bit. I gained a lot of weight.
I wouldn't say a lot,
I feel like.
but
I
you haven't been able to go and hike and run as much as you want, partly because of the snow.
Yeah.
And before I ever met you, you were a hardcore ultra runner.
Yeah. Snow is very limiting.
Mm-hmm.
Like you run the roads then, if you're in an ultra run.
And then you bust your ass like I did because I didn't wear spikes on the roads.
Yeah, like you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think getting into cross country skiing this winter would be really helpful. I think that learning what your body can handle and then problem solving is important. So
Yeah.
I think you can't necessarily ultra run in this type of environment that we're in because we're so close to the mountains. We literally live at 8,500 feet.
Uh-huh.
And if you hit 9,000, you're in snow. So we hit snow very fast in our world. And that's our choice. We wanted to live in the mountains. But I think cross country skiing would be a good workout for us
Yeah.
to continue to stay active and still do ultra running
Mhm.
and still be in that environment.
Yeah.
When we were in the East Coast, it was so fucking easy. We were talking about this just the other day because we went back to the East Coast for the weekend to be with Wesley's family, and it's so easy.
we
so
felt
easy.
like Greek gods.
Like you can breathe, your skin is hydrated, your hair is hydrated. We could jog and eat like something 5 miles that might have been harder for us in Georgia is easy now, even not being in shape.
Yeah.
Because I don't feel like we're in shape comparative to what we used to be.
No.
Yeah.
That's why we need a husky.
Yeah. We need a husky, yeah?
Husky would keep us in shape.
Yes, we're gonna get a husky. So I think that coming back, my definition of being in shape is way different than it used to be.
Yeah.
I mean, hiking 20-25 miles a day was being in shape a day,
Oh man.
5 to 6 days a week. So that's been a really hard bender to swallow.
We try and go hiking on the weekends, and pushing 20 miles right now
For
is
30. No, I'd say 30.
well.
20 is fine.
Pushing 20 hurts.
Really?
Pushing 25, the legs are aching.
30, I feel
We
like
haven't.
it's like,
we have.
yes.
We have not done 30 since we got back.
That's not true. We did 30.
When?
We did 31 on the trail with the Colorado Trail at the beginning. We did 32 miles. We sure did.
Not in a day.
We did 20 in a day. We did 30 total.
I'm
in 2
talking
days.
about in a day.
You're talking about in a day.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Way different. 10 miles. I'm starting to feel it.
10 miles hurts. 20, you're like, damn.
Yeah.
25, you're like,
Yeah.
my legs hurt so bad they're about
Yeah.
to explode and I need to make camp.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I think that's been the hardest thing coming back is transitioning from I could do 25 miles like nothing. And then coming back to this and thinking, I'm going to keep that 25 miles going.
Yeah.
But feeling stuck by the environment or wherever we're at to not be able to continue that.
Or the fact that you're
That's-
beholden to a computer or an office for 8 hours a day, 5 days a week.
And then having to like problem solve and figure it out. That's hard.
Yeah.
It's really
Yeah.
hard. So I think that there's challenges you come back to that you just never think about. And I think that's where the postpartum depression, the hike trail depression happens is that you
Postpartum.
not postpartum. Sorry, that's pregnancy. The
post-trail
the post-trail
depression.
depression.
Like, you pregnant? You need to tell me something?
Not yet.
Okay.
I didn't buy you a nice bottle of scotch yet.
There are no little Yeti camps in
Not
the
yet.
oven right now.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Not little base camps.
Nope. So yeah, that was a very long-winded response to the question, but things we have to look forward to. My Colorado trail hike in July.
What? That I'll be supporting, and we will actually track that on social media so you
Yeah.
can see it.
And also, one of our good friends, Stacy Todd, hosts an ultra race in
yeah.
Colorado called Devil on the Divide. We'll be hiking.
We will be hiking.
We will be
I'll
hiking
be
it.
hiking.
We will be running, walking, hiking that ultra race. And was it September?
September.
Yeah, early
Yeah.
September. So we're looking forward to that. Thank you,
Yeah.
Stacy. And we'll put a link to that ultra
Yeah.
race in the show notes.
So if you live close to Colorado or want to come out and do it, I highly, highly recommend it. It's a beautiful hike. It's a beautiful ultra run.
It is. It's in Empire, Colorado, which is kind of halfway between Breckenridge and Denver.
Yeah, it's a 50K. So if you are of the mind to gain some elevation, especially you through hikers who don't think you can do an ultra,
You can.
you absolutely fucking can. And those who are finishing any trail by September, you should come and do this hike and you will breeze by it because it will be fucking stunning, but also you'll actually be so in shape. You'll love it. It'll be enjoyable.
Yeah.
Even though it's hard. I mean, you're climbing a lot of elevation.
Yep. And I'm sure
Yeah.
we'll get at least one other ultra race in this year if we're lucky.
Yes.
And who knows about other hikes in the future? I guess we'll see.
We'll see. Stay
Yep.
tuned.
Stay tuned for more. Right there on the shore of fate.
Here comes Wesley's serenading.
I'm done.
All right. Well, let's welcome our guests.
What? Today we have two very special guests on our episode. This is going to be. Would you like to introduce them?
Yes, two of actually, man, where do I even get started?
Non-hikers.
Non-hikers. Well, not that they're
Hey.
not non-hikers. They weren't on the trail with us. However,
was.
hikers.
oh wait, that's right, Amber.
You were
you
Well,
were-
we can get into that later.
Anyway, not non-hikers. Sorry, that's a wrong way of saying that. They were our support team
Uh-huh.
on the other side. And so if you ever were curious, like, wow, how did they post all of these things? Or how did they get that? Or how did they send that off? Well, these are the two people that made our world go around.
It's true.
So
It's true.
So this is Amber, Grace G, which is my sister, and one of my best friends. And Meesh is what I call her, Michelle Nagle. She is
Hi.
also one of my dear friends who I've known for, gosh, how long have we known each other? 8 years?
Something, yeah.
Something like that.
Going on.
Long time.
I know. It's gone fast. But yeah, so Amber was well, actually, I'll let you guys say who you are and what you did with us. You can rock, paper, scissors it if you want, but
I can go first since you said me first.
that sounds
There it
great.
is.
Cool. I'm Amber. I'm Marie's sister. Yeah, so I started out, okay, so I was the package person.
What
And
does
my
that
husband
mean?
also became the package person. So I was the person that before the trail started, Marie and Wesley, or Basecamp and Yeti Legs, sent me like 9, I think it was 9 or 10 boxes, giant boxes. So we literally went to UPS and like just the guy literally at the front of the store was like, I was like, hey, I have this huge shipment. He was like, oh yeah, I know you. And he was like, come around the back. So we literally pulled our car up behind the back of UPS, which so we saw how the sausage gets made back there. So, and yeah, like got a cart and like hauled all of these super heavy boxes in the back of my car. And yeah, and then Marie sent me the master schedule, and yeah, I was the person that would mail them boxes that, sad to hear after the fact, ended up mostly being useless.
I
But that's
know.
okay. Well, no, it sucks for y'all. And yeah, and then I also kind of, when anytime they like needed like, oh my gosh, Wesley, like the sole of his shoe, like, blew out or something like that, or like I need some kind of medication, or like random stuff like that would always come up, or somewhat regularly would come up because life happens and you need stuff. And so yeah, we would like overnight things sometimes to y'all. And then I started out being the social media person, but that didn't go well because I'm not great at social media. I for sure was like, oh yeah, I can do this for y'all. This would be so fun. And then after the first post, I was like, yeah, I'm not good at this. And then Meesh
Segue. Segue.
Segue. Very
There
well
you
done.
go.
Well done.
That's hilarious. I'm Michelle, or AKA Meesh. That I adopted that nickname from Marie. I was going to say MJ, but I don't know if people know you as MJ on this thing.
Only film, I guess. Yeah, but not on here, I guess.
Okay, Marie or Basecamp and Wesley have adopted calling me Meesh.
Misha Leash.
Misha Leash.
He calls
Yeah.
you Misha Leash.
I love it. I love it. So I kind of jumped on things a little bit later. Maybe I was like FOMO with the whole journey you're on, and I was like, I would love to help with social media. So I kind of, with permission, asked Amber, like, hey, can I help? Can I be a part of that? And she was like, oh my gosh, heck yes. So I kind of helped out with social media, posting things, sharing videos. Sometimes I don't know what to call you. I'm like, Basecamp and Yeti legs. Basecamp and Yeti would send me things once they got Wi-Fi and like post stories, and we would kind of talk back and forth on the trail and just say, here's what we're thinking, or let's do a Q&A with everybody, or let's do some reels. Kind of helped man that whole giant ship, which was a lot of fun for me. And then every once in a while, same sort of thing, like, hey, can you contact this company? Like, I need new socks, or like, hey, our tent broke and we need
what a cluster.
remember that? We need to let the company know. So, sometimes I would reach out through social media, which, can get people's attention. Like, hey, our tent fell apart. So, hey, and so, the company will reach back out and be like, all right, let's get you a new tent. So kind of helped on that side of things. Sometimes contacting different post offices but anyways, mostly social media, which was super fun for me because it was almost like I was on the PCT, but minus the blisters and stinkiness and all the like gnarly stuff, but I
Mental health
kind of there too. But yeah, in a nutshell.
I think it needs to be said that trail angels aren't just people that help you out while you're like physically on the trail and you physically see them. Like you two were kind of our rock steady trail angels.
You were.
And when Ish really hit the fan, or we needed our food boxes, I mean, you were just always there. So you were our rock steady trail angels, or TAs.
Yay.
And I will say too, like, I feel like for people who are thinking about doing a trail or thinking about doing a through hike, I think having a support team on the outside is so helpful, and really setting that in place, because I mean, we had set, Amber in place like way before, and I had asked you 6 months before, can you even help us with this? And then, and then Mish, you came in because you're like looking at stuff and going, oh my gosh, it'd be so great if they could do this or have this. And and then I know you and Amber started talking about that.
Yeah.
And it was nice because Amber was, for those of you who probably wouldn't know this, but Amber lives in California, in NorCal. And so she was able to really, that was the biggest reason we wanted her to be our person to ship stuff.
Yeah.
And
because our boxes alone, 10 boxes total, so like 9 resupply boxes and a box of just gear that we might need, was over $700.
Wow.
And that was just from Colorado to California. So it was much easier shipping from NorCal to us along the trail than say having someone in Georgia ship to us.
Yeah.
So that helped out.
Definitely.
You mean for shipping or just total everything?
for everything.
Oh yeah, you're right. You're
Yeah.
right. After we bought all our supplies and everything, yeah, it's probably about 7, even maybe 8. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that including too when I would send them and then y'all would reimburse me?
No.
I was gonna
No.
say, because I'm sure that was way more with all that too. Because some of
Oh
those
my
boxes
gosh.
were like
Heavy.
They
were
were
heavy and were like $70 one just somewhere on the West Coast, like just
I
for
know.
me
Yeah.
to y'all. So
I know.
yeah.
And this is why I keep saying to people on the PCT, like, hey, you may not need a resupply box. Like people think they're saving money by doing the shipping process or like sending themselves a box. And I don't think they're really saving that much more when you think about it at the end. And then also it
Yeah.
saves on like the stress that you had to go through, Amber, which I want you to be as honest and authentic as possible about your process. And Mish, like what you guys went through with us on your side. and how did you feel as we were on this journey and watching it like we're in a Hunger Game kind of thing of like what's going to happen? Are they going to stay on
Yeah.
the trail?
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah.
I guess Amber, I'd like to start with you. So
Okay, yeah.
we try and text you a couple of days before we'll arrive at a place that you're supposed to ship it. I mean, what
Mhm.
was the learning curve there? Because you have to ship it a very specific way. You had to figure out the exact location to ship it to, and you have to take time out of your normal day to day to do that. Was it stressful, or what were you
Totally.
experiencing with that?
Yeah, it was interesting. It was like by the end of the trail, I feel like I finally figured out a system that worked for me to make sure the boxes like got to y'all and stuff like that. It was so funny. Yeah, we literally in the room I'm in right now, we had them all stacked up under the window to my left. And it was so funny too because you know like I mentioned earlier, things would come up and Marie would text me and be like, "Hey, Wesley needs this thing that was in the 10th box." And so I would have to like dig through and like find the thing. And it was so funny because there was time periods or y'all would be like, "Hey, there's this other thing in like box number 4 and it would be great if we could have it like in 2." And so I'd be like, "Okay." So I dig through. And so it was just so funny. Like I figured out like how to organize them in such a way. But yeah, there was just like hiking gear just stacked up over here, which was super funny. And it was also great because we have this space. And so it was fine.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then if I'm remembering correctly, so what's interesting about the trail is like, I mean, Marie's such an awesome producer because of what she does. You know, she did like the master schedule and like planned out all the miles and everything.
Sorry,
And
down real
no,
quick.
you're good. Do I need to turn myself down too? I don't even know if that's
I think
possible.
you're good.
Cool. Yeah, so basically like the master schedule kind of gave me like a ballpark of like when y'all would be at certain places, which was great. And I definitely think anyone, I've told Marie this between the two of us, like anyone who's wanting to do this trail, like if Marie ever wanted to send her resources, like the amount of data and like scheduling and like stops along the way that like have certain things, like Marie did so much research before and that was super helpful, but then she also was like, "Hey, like we're literally hiking a trail and you never know what could happen," which so I was like, okay, cool. Like that's I get that, but you don't get it until you're doing it. So
Yeah.
then it was like, I think the very first time y'all needed a shipment, I'd have to ask Ryan. I feel like I was traveling. Like I remember being at an airport and you had like on the what was it called?
Garmin.
The Garmin, you had messaged me and I was like, shit, like I'm like in the airport. And so I like call Ryan and I don't even remember what he was doing. I was like, "Ryan, like Marie and Wesley like need this specific thing." And I don't remember what it was. I was like, "Can you like overnight it to them?" And then he was like, "What? The UPS store is going to close in like an hour or like in a little bit." And like I'm in the middle of doing so. So it was just funny. There was just like, I mean, like, and Ryan was like, "I wasn't expecting this." I was like, "I'm sorry, I wasn't either." But like Marie and Wesley need it. Like, so that was funny. It was those types of things happened every so often where it was like, yeah, like, you know, I just like ran errands and I just got home and like I'm tired from the day. And then I'd get a message and be like, "Hey, can we get this thing?" And then like, yeah, like the UPS is closing in like 30 minutes. Like I gotta do this now. Crap, I don't want to leave the house. So that was funny. I remember struggling a lot with like feeling guilty and being like, am I just whining? Like, I don't want them to feel guilty because like they do need me. So funny relationship dynamics that came up for me there, that Marie and I have talked about. But like, but yeah, no, it's just like, but then eventually it was like, yeah, no, this is fine. This is just like, we're just gonna do this because they need this thing. And yeah, and I eventually, this is funny, I eventually learned to leave a tote bag in my car that had like brown like paper that I with a Sharpie and scissors and tape. I literally left it in my car. There reached a point where I was like, I know at any time I could need this. And then when a box does come up, this is already going to be here. Everything I need is going to be here. And so I literally would like get the box, put it in my car, and I'm like, okay, everything I need at the UPS is going to be there. So I would like look up I had this whole, I made this whole system for myself where I was like, okay, now I'm going to like tape it on, like when I get to the post office so that I can just like in my car and then walk it into the post office. It was so funny. So yeah, after y'all were done with the trail, I was like, oh, I guess I could take this bag back in the house of like tape and scissors and a Sharpie and paper.
I had no idea you did that, Amber.
Yeah, but so yeah, I mean that I'm trying to think if there's any other details for if people decide to mail packages that what the person on this end would need to do. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. Other stuff might come up, but yeah, I mean it was crazy to start listening to y'all's podcast and be like, oh my gosh, like that's just wild that like that would be so lovely for other people that want to do it, that y'all are kind of preaching the truth of like, if you don't have dietary restrictions, like save yourself just like all of this effort that like you could put towards something else for the trail and money. Yeah. So
save yourself and your family or friends who's got to ship it to you.
Yeah. Well, and it sounds like you were very organized. It sounds like, Marie, like you were very organized. I didn't know, like the way you kept track of what was in every box. So then you'd be like, Amber, I need what's in box 4. Was that Wesley? Is that a Wesley thing?
It was actually Wesley's idea to keep track of everything.
That's amazing.
In each box. And he was the one who wrote it down in each box so that we knew.
That's a smart thing to do. Yeah, I think that's amazing, because then you're like, I know what's in what, and I need this, and I need you to send it, so then Amber could find it and then ship it, and then
I mean, once you take the box up, it's a freaking grab bag. I don't know what the hell is that thing.
Yeah,
Totally.
That's what I would think. That would be me. So like, if I ever decide to do, you never know. But I'll be like, Marie, Wesley, can you organize my life? And you know what I mean? I feel like you have the playbook now for like how you should plan, what you should pack, how many, you know what I mean? I feel like you could,
write a book about it.
Seriously, or like a 100%. Playbook, like instructions, like here is what you need to be successful. As far as even beforehand, like have your boxes, this is what you want in it, here's what you don't need, here's what you know, all that sort of thing.
Yeah.
And I will say, 100%. I think if you're in dietary restriction world, this is absolutely what you have to do. You can't, I mean, on the trail, you're only in a limited amount of stores where you can get whatever you want. It's mostly going to be ramen, beef jerky, muffins.
Yeah. Were you guys dietary restriction world?
No.
No. Okay. I didn't think you were. Okay.
No. That's what I'm saying. That's why I was like, man, only because we had read things from other people who had said, this is where you have to resupply, like send yourself a box. It was just so like 150% you need a box sent here. So I was like, all right, well then we will have a box sent here.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well,
I think too. Oh, sorry. What'd you say, Mish?
I was like, the fact that you researched it and like knew. I don't know that I would go into it that smart, hopefully. But the fact that you're like, yep, I already researched and here are the places you need to resupply. Yeah. It's a lot.
Well, I was glad that she did that, because if she hadn't, I would be starving on a road with my thumb out, hoping to get into town.
He would. He'd totally be like on the seat of his pants. Like, all right. Like he's a day-to-day, like, okay, what's next on the today? Like, where am I? Oh, I'm really close to town today. Maybe I should go into town today. And then he'll probably plan out like, well, I'll probably be out there for about 3 or 4 days. And then like, but I feel like, no, you'd probably look and see, well, how many miles do I have left until this place? But yeah,
at some point.
Yeah. But Wesley, you would be more of the like everyday details oriented, whereas Marie's more of the like zoomed out perspective? Is that what you're kind of saying?
Uh,
I think the opposite.
ooh, good question.
That's actually a good question.
Because that's what I'm hearing is
Yeah.
that how y'all balance each other out in that, which is
Yeah.
really cool.
So I was more experience oriented, take things a little bit slower, try and get what we can from towns, because I mean, some of the towns have specialty spots like a malt shop or this really famous bakery in Stehekin.
Mm-hmm.
So I probably would have resupplied more in towns, and sent less boxes, because I wouldn't have done the research on what towns had what, honestly.
That's true. Yeah, you would have just figured, or you would have hitched 45 minutes away.
And I very well could have been sitting there eating ramen and M&Ms for 2 weeks
would
at a time. But you know, we didn't do that because we had all these goodies in our boxes.
We did have a lot of goodies. I will say that was something that was the other thing about boxes, was we had this like weird dichotomy of like, oh, we don't actually need to send ourselves a box here, is what we started realizing. But we had dehydrated meals in those boxes that we had treated ourselves to. We had little treats in those boxes that we couldn't get anywhere. And that was the other good thing about it.
The best thing about those boxes were your letters that you put in them, Amber.
Oh yeah.
Aw, you did?
Yeah.
I did. I think the last like 2 I forgot, which I was so upset about later, because I was like, they're ending, and then I forgot, and like something happened. But yeah, no, that was fun to add a little like extra thing. And then when I found out, Wesley, when you were like, thank you so much, it's nice to have some kind of like interaction with the outside world, I was like, oh, okay. Then I tried to be more intentional about
I was like, someone's thinking about us.
It was so sweet. It was almost like, you know, when you go to camp and somebody sends you letters and you like feel so special because you're getting letters. That's kind of how it felt. But you know what was great is Wesley was the one. So you didn't send it. Amber, you did send us one on our last box. You did.
I did.
And you remember, and you mailed one to Sky Comish, but remember we didn't go to Sky Comish, so we didn't get it. But it was the third, it was the one before that. I think it was Stehekin. Is we opened the box and Wesley's looking. He goes, "Where's the letter?"
Aww, expectation.
I went all the way to the bottom. I checked underneath the box like sleeve.
They were like, it must
I
have
feel
fell
so
out.
sad now, even still.
No. They were great.
Okay, but it was just wonderful because Wesley was like, "Where's the letter?"
That's sweet.
You did send us though. You sent us a letter on the last box before. Well, no, I guess maybe that was Stehekin then. I'm trying to think. There was a box way before. Stehekin must have been the last box. So you did send a letter in Stehekin because that was the last box. I think it was before Sky Comish. Snoqualmie.
Yeah, I think that was
in and out of
the mystery box. Yeah.
Yeah, Stehekin was the last box.
Which I will say though, thank God we had a box sent to Snoqualmie because everybody was sick and we didn't want to go into the store and buy food because everybody was sick with the norovirus. So if having the box got us in and out.
Yeah.
Not having to touch anything.
You just
score.
Yeah, totally. You just never know what could happen on the trails.
I got one.
I did think of.
No, go ahead.
No, I did think of 2 other random details that might be helpful to people if they're doing boxes. Is like Marie mentioned it, the communication piece. Like you always, because you never know exactly if it would line up with the schedule you made, you always like confirmed. Like we made a policy, like before y'all started, we made a policy of like, you know, like I'll tell you this many days and then I'll let you know, like, please send it out by this day. And so there was like 5 days in advance or 3 days in advance, like it's looking like, oh, weather's coming in. So like, we think we might get to the place we can pick up in 3 days, but it might end up being 5 days. So like, yeah, so that was something that was kind of a problem solving thing. And then another thing would be you would get there and the box wouldn't be there. Or it didn't get there in time. And so there were a few times I had to call post offices and be like, hey, what's going on? Or like when it gets there, can you forward it to this other post office? So there was like little, I remember Crater Lake was one that I had to call for sure. But yeah, those are other random details that
what exactly did you
time.
put on the shipping labels just so other people know what to expect and what needs to go on it?
Good question.
That is a good question because that actually, like talking to the UPS people when I would ship them, some of them would be like, when I put in this address, it says that things can't be mailed here. So sometimes it was like, oh shit, I might be rolling a dice right now with this really expensive package.
Wow.
I feel like I have it in my notes somewhere. I feel like y'all told me ahead of time what to put. And I feel like there might have been one or two variations that were slight depending on the UPS store. But in general, I remember it was like the address of the place, like the name, if it was like sometimes it was like a market or like a grocery store or like the name of the city, and then it was like attention in all capitals, ATTN : and then like PCT hikers, and then Marie and Wesley Black, and like I always tried to make that big, I think.
Did you put general delivery on those?
And general delivery, yes.
That was the important part. Yeah.
Huh.
Yes, which y'all had told me about ahead of time for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So for those who don't know, USPS will not accept your package if you don't put general delivery.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Now, did you guys research? I'm curious. Did you research all of the like, did you have to contact and be like, hey, can we ship these big boxes of stuff to you? Like, you know what I mean? Like, how did you know who she could ship to, or who would take it, or what general store was, you know what I mean?
That's a great question. I mean, they actually our Far Out app, our hiking app, actually has in the towns which ones are post office deliveries and which ones are like UPS deliveries or FedEx deliveries. They're actually very helpful in that tool. So they help you guide on which one to send it to. So I had like literally, it's called Far Out. It's a hiking app.
Awesome.
Yeah. And they, I mean, that's how much I dissected the trail. I literally clicked on every single town in that app to see, well, it looks like we're going to be in this town, and it looks like they don't have food. So we should get a box sent there.
And in general, it's like a lot of these places do get packages for PCT hikers. So it's like they're kind of like assuming that these are going to be coming in.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. They know. I mean, they're so used to this every year. So they're pretty helpful with the hikers.
Yeah.
For sure.
There are some locations that don't accept general delivery packages though.
Yeah.
And I mean, those were not listed on the app, and I wish that we had known to call a certain post office and ask about this. But like in Redding, California, we had a package sent general delivery to like the downtown post office versus like the suburban post office, and the downtown doesn't accept general delivery. So they just sent their package right back. I know.
Cool.
Yeah.
We didn't know that we were supposed to ask, because I just expected every post office to accept it.
That's
But
true.
Sure.
yeah.
Sure.
But then I want to popcorn between you guys. And so Mish, I'd love to hear then social media side. And then I'd love to go back and hear like, what was your experience on watching us go through this for both of y'all? So think of that. But Mish, what was it like doing the social media aspect for us and all the logistics that we created with you?
Because you created social media profiles for us. You filled in all the meat. We didn't even have a TikTok before you.
Well, now we're hip. So no, it was really fun because, you know, again, I came in a little bit later. So I guess in hindsight, next time or whatever, it would have been super. If anybody's like, I want to go do the PCT or do one of those, I would recommend getting a social media person, even if it's just a friend or whatever, or somebody that's like active on social media and kind of loves it and would love to do that. Because maybe if you think like, oh, we'll just do it when we get to Wi-Fi, just from being along the way with you guys, you're freaking exhausted when you get Wi-Fi. And if you get Wi-Fi, it's like the slowest Wi-Fi ever.
That's so true.
So I feel like it would be helpful to have somebody on the outside, you know, that can do that for you. So you don't even have to think about it as much. But it was super fun. And we were kind of run and gun with it. Like, what should we post? Because we were figuring it out as we were going, which was also fun. But like, I really enjoyed just seeing what we could do to engage people. And like, I mean, you had some magical stuff and photos and videos. that were just fun to like work with and look at and post. And we were trying to figure out YouTube. And now Wesley and Marie are like ninjas with it, like posting all the time on all the, like Wesley is
Wesley over here. I can't
like
take
you're all,
credit.
and I feel like, oh, now you're sitting down in your home and you're like at Wi-Fi. You're like, okay, like these are the things. Let me like try stuff and do stuff. So yeah, like going into it next time with a game plan of like, okay, what do we want to do, or what do we want to post, or like what kind of things do we want people to see? Which I think we like figured out some good stuff. But like, I really enjoyed it, and would do it again. I mean, it was a lot of fun to. Yeah, it was a lot of fun posting stories, posting reels. Sometimes it was hard to, like, sometimes I would post things and then text you guys and say, okay, like put in location, or put, because I don't know where you are, or like, or you like edit it and say a little more specific about it, because I don't know where you are. I don't know actually what's happening. So we kind of work together hand in hand to make it work and make it, yeah. But it was a lot of fun. TikTok, figuring that out. YouTube, you've really like run with that now that you've been back and like gotten that moving. But yeah, I recommend all of it. And I love the idea of people having like a link tree. If people are familiar with that, it just is like a place that kind of houses a bunch of different websites. So no, I don't think you need a website per se, but like a lot of people use Linktree. So then you click on your personal link tree and it'll link to like YouTube, TikTok, charities, all kinds of things. You can house it on that, or like blog posts, that sort of thing. I think that's super helpful. Yeah, so it's been a lot of fun, and I enjoy doing it again because it felt like I was on the hike, minus the hike.
I think one thing we've learned is that it doesn't matter what you fill in for all the typing underneath the pictures, because no one's going to read it.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, some people do, like, mom,
some people
dad.
do, but the majority don't.
I can't tell you how many people have asked us on our different channels, like, oh, where are you right now? Oh, are you in the Sierras right now? And like, we're like, read the comments, y'all.
The first line of every post is always dated. Every single time.
Like,
I'm like, come on, damn it.
Yeah, no, I know. That's people are like looking at the pictures, or, watching the first 5 seconds of the video and either engaging or not. But yeah, so you can put a lot of, I think, Wesley, you wrote a lot of like the blog posts and stuff, and I love the storytelling that you did. So obviously I wouldn't say like, oh, don't stop doing that. But like, I get you that like, yes, maybe you don't have to spend so much time curating it. Like if it's hard for somebody to write all the words, like don't let it deter you. Like, oh, I can't do a social media because I can't write these beautiful like, don't worry about it. People look at the like picture or the video or put it to music, that sort of thing.
I think I do it more for myself because it's kind of like an unpacking process for me, and memory is fleeting. So while I can still remember what happened, I want to just like spit it all out. Yeah,
it's literally like your diary. Dear diary.
Yeah, dear diary.
Which is a great
for the
memory
to
have. Yeah, totally. So I love it. I love all your words, but yeah, some people are just pretty quick.
I have one other question. What was the evolution of the process? Because I know we started with Instagram, and Facebook is just the spillover where everything auto-populates from Instagram. Yeah. But then we had like TikTok and YouTube mixed in, and you started a link tree. What was like the evolution of that?
I mean, kind of trying to figure out what works. I know exactly what you said. We started out with Instagram, which I think is still a good place to be.
Yeah.
And then depending on what type of content, I thought, TikTok would be good. Obviously, that's going to be shorter videos. People kind of curate that too. So depending on what you want to post, that can be something that's, you think about more down the road. But I think we kind of landed on like daily updates. And I feel like Instagram, TikTok are pretty good. YouTube, that could be hit or miss, but I feel like they started doing shorts. So it just kind of involves, and like you said, Facebook is Facebook.
Yeah, Facebook is a little bit more for our family at this point.
Our family.
Yes, that's for the family, which is good. Yeah. So yes, I don't think people need to do a group or a page or a whatever. I think just having it auto-populate, but I don't know. It was just fun, and it felt like a link tree was really important.
It was
Just,
helpful.
yeah, just because you guys had so many different things, you know what I mean? You had like
Yeah.
your charities, you had blog posts. It was like, where do you house all that if you don't have a website? And then a lot of those things can cost money. Oh, I need a website. Well, I have to pay for that, and I need a place to house the website, and that costs money. So it was like, how can we do this without, spending all this money? So like Linktree is free, like it'll house all your links, so that made sense to do. And then I think we landed on TikTok and YouTube, and we're like, yeah, that feels like all the things. I know we talked
Yeah.
about maybe in the future doing a Patreon,
Mhm.
doing a
Oh, that's in the
Patreon,
works. It's in the works.
We'll get that up at some point.
Patreon, however you say it. I'm so
A
old.
Patronus.
Patronus. But I think that could be a cool thing to, if this is something you guys are going to continue to do, Patreon would be a
Yeah.
cool thing to do. Anyways,
Yeah.
yeah. So it kind of was like a run and gun process of like, yeah, let's do Instagram. Oh, wait. Oh my gosh, you guys probably have a TikTok. So it wasn't like this super organized, thought out process from my point of view, but I was like, yeah, let's just do it. Why not? You guys should do it. Like, you're on this journey. Let's have a TikTok. And then like, you were thinking about YouTube, like, yeah, let's do it. So it's just kind of been those three main sites.
Yeah.
Okay.
I thought of a fun little detail that y'all might, since you had asked Wesley about like how it evolved social media wise.
Yeah.
That's kind of how the transition happened from me to you, Michelle, was I don't remember exactly the very beginnings of how you got involved, Michelle, but I remember we became in contact.
Yeah.
And then you were very sweet. You were like, I don't want to step on any toes. Like, I don't want to tell you how to live your life or how to do this, but like some things that might be helpful because I have experience with social media. And one of them you said was like a link tree and like those things. And we started sending these audio messages back and forth. And it was like, the conversation evolved into, I was like, honestly, you sound like you're great at this and you're not stepping on any toes at all. And I'm actually not enjoying this at all. And it was this great little natural, it was great because I was a contract worker for Facebook at the time. So I was kind of like, Marie, Wesley, you have this pool of people. And like, I learned about how to use hashtags and you can get all of these followers. Like, that's like all the knowledge I knew was like, you could actually like make a thing out of this. And it's become what it is right now, which is super cool. And then when Meesh got involved, it was like, oh, cool. I was like able to put the, like at least encourage, I don't know, like give my idea of like, hey, y'all should actually like go into this.
I know where Meesh came into this though. In the beginning was Michelle.
Oh, whoa. I was like, we're getting
way back.
Michelle's like, whoa. No, it's funny you say that because I remember in this whole evolution of the social media thing, Wesley was like, what if we did a social media thing when before we ever started? And then I was kind of like, I don't know. Like, I feel like it's going to take away from the trail. I don't want us to do it. And then you came in, Amber, and you were like, hey, I'll do it. So we had set up a Dropbox, which I want to talk about. But, we were like, okay, well, how do we create a system before we start the trail so that Amber can get footage of our stuff and start putting it together, and we'll label it day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4. And so we already did that before we started the trail. But then I know, Amber, you were like, this isn't working.
Like post number 1, I was like, number 1, I feel like I'm talking for them and I don't like that. Like I don't know what they want said. So that was awkward for me. And then I was like, I'm never going to think about doing this. Like I'm going to forget. And then days are going to go by and then this just isn't going to work.
I think the first post you made was something about ASMR and I didn't even know what that was.
That's exactly what it was. I thought it was so funny too.
What's ASMR? And I was like, I don't know.
Well,
but the Dropbox.
Don't Google it too much. You'll find some weird stuff.
Yeah.
I'm sure you will.
But the Dropbox was clutch because we couldn't just text all this stuff to you. So whenever we would get to a town, we would just like dump 500 pictures and videos in the Dropbox for several days, let it sit there, and a couple hours later it'd be uploaded.
Yeah. That was really helpful. The Dropbox was super organized. And then I would kind of create, I think you did this too, Wesley. We talked about that, where I would create the same kind of folders on my iPhone.
Yeah.
Obviously, so you can, like edit within your phone and, use certain apps. But yeah, the Dropbox was you guys had a super organized Dropbox, and that was like super helpful. Super helpful.
Again, Wesley.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, this is what's funny. I don't know yet. We can't define who's not like more organized or not from who. He's very organized when it comes to certain things he wants. Like, he's like organized about. I am not organized about the photos and videos at all. I still don't even have them all uploaded.
She doesn't even have a single folder in her phone for the.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
But I'll dissect that trail till it's gone. Like.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, and one thing I would recommend for people, and maybe, I don't know, we learned it as we went, but
we did.
It'd be cool to do remember I always wanted you guys to do like a daily recap. But if we had started right out of the gate, then we could have been like, okay, at the end of day 1, I just want you to like recap the day really fast, or day 2. Or if you clump days together, day 40 to 45, just clump them together. Because sometimes, I came in a little bit later. So then I'm like, recap day 30, which was like 20 days ago. So you're like, gosh, what did we do? But that worked out. But I think that's super helpful. One, for your own personal, like, diary, like the day you're recording it, but that's good to have for putting over videos that are just pictures, or that you don't want the audio from the video. That's kind of a cool thing to have, so you can put over like a TikTok video or whatever. So like that was super fun as well.
I will say this, I don't know if either one of you know, but we had several arguments on the trail about social media and how in particular how she didn't want to do videos because she just didn't feel like doing social media. She felt like it was like consuming time, and you can explain your process, but
no, it's true.
But that's why there are huge gaps, because we just didn't record things.
I would be like,
I get that.
Oh my gosh, I'd be like, I am over this day. I don't want anyone to see my shitty ass day today.
But it was funny because
makes sense.
I would do like a daily video like 5, 6, 7 days in a row, and she would ask me why I'm not including her or letting her do them. And then I would say, okay, well, here, you can do some. And she wouldn't do them.
I love that.
It's a weird dichotomy.
We have to learn the balance of being in a marriage relationship and also having a joint account.
Yeah.
Right. In this current moment, Wesley has taken over everything. Yeah. And I'm a participant.
I think that's for me, the most fascinating part of the whole thing is that you guys are not newly, but semi-newly married, and you're like, let's go on this insane journey together, and then you had to like figure out how to do it together. Or like, I remember how Wesley was like, I let Marie go ahead of me because who walks?
I let her hike ahead because she hikes slower.
I hike way slower.
Yeah, so like I love that you had to like figure that out. Like, oh, you go ahead of me, and then you guys had to figure out like, oh, we're not talking the whole time, or like, oh, we listen to music. So I mean, because it's a shit ton of hiking, you know what I mean? And you're hot, and you're sweaty, and you're up, and you're down. Like, so just to figure out like, are you guys good? Like, how's your marriage? But like, it seems like it was good and strengthening. I don't know, but that's the most fascinating, because I don't know maybe a ton of people go and they're married and they do it. I don't know, but it felt like it was like this. Yeah, it feels like a unique thing that like, we're married, let's go do it. So
it was. That's a really good observation, Mish. Because I mean, you're right. Adding the social media aspect to it created a whole nother conversation.
Yeah,
we'd had to have so many different conversations on the trail, and I was more inclined. I didn't want the world to see my mess and my shit.
Sure.
And Wesley was like, I just really think this is a good idea for us if we want to, bring people into this space and show people it's possible and you can do this. And so I look back now, and I will say, I wish I had gotten those shitty ass days on camera because
people want to see the hard. That's good.
Yeah.
I was just going to say that I mean, not that I don't want people to see my shitty stuff, but like you get like, that's the stories you want to hear of like, how hard was it and you made it, or like, you know what I mean? You don't want everybody to be like, it was probably so easy. It was so like seeing the gnarly is like, it's so real. And then it also makes you go like, oh, like they're super normal people and maybe I could do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
But
because
I hear
100%.
that's very vulnerable too. So like I
Yeah.
get it where you're like, I'm
Totally.
like crying and pissed and I don't videotape me.
like I'm about to throw something off this damn cliff because I'm so fucking pissed right now.
But I mean,
yeah.
But I mean, when you're pitching a toddler fit, like the first thing that crosses your mind isn't, oh, let me record this.
Right.
You know?
Or if your spouse is like, oh, this is great footage, let me record you.
Oh my gosh, you're like,
I'll be sleeping in the vestibule for a week if I record this. I won't even get the kid.
In the festival, you'll be cowboy camping.
Yeah.
oh my gosh.
No,
Oh, that's funny.
Like, are you recording me right now?
That's hilarious.
But yeah, it's really interesting to see like what we did and didn't do, like as far as photos and videos go, because I mean the Dropbox still is not full. It's only uploaded up to like day 90.
Sorry.
Because when we got into late NorCal and Oregon, I just dropped it.
We both did,
I couldn't keep doing it. I feel bad about asking you to always do stuff, Mish, because actually both of you.
Yeah, both of you.
Because this is a question I want to ask you. It's a very one-sided, like give and take relationship because you both gave to us, but we didn't give you anything back.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's a good point.
I mean, honestly, we didn't. So it feels very selfish. So at some point, we just had to stop asking. So at any point during those processes, did you feel like, wow, they're
just taking.
They're taking.
Which is okay.
They're balls deep in hiking right now. So
I won't speak for Amber, but I probably know exactly what she's going to say. But no, because you guys were super graceful about it too. You would always be like, I'm so sorry. If you don't have time, do you have any time? If you don't have time, I'm like, no, I can't. And then I was honest with you, like, I can't tonight, maybe tomorrow. And then sometimes tomorrow I'd be like, so sorry, I can get it. You know what I mean? And you guys weren't like, what the hell? You were like, cool. It's all good. So I think, both having like grace for each other, you guys were super flexible. And then you always were like, so sorry, Mish, like, we know you have a life. I'm like, no, but I want to. And like, you're asking and then you're not forcing. And so, so it was a good, and I had fun doing it and I couldn't always do it. It's not like my day job by any means. So like, I didn't sit there for hours and hours, but it was super enjoyable. And again, you were super chill about it. So that was awesome. If you would have been more demanding, but that's not you guys. You're not like, do it.
So, why are you doing this for me?
Yeah, no, it was super like, I never felt pressured by it, and it was a lot of fun. So yeah. I didn't mind at all. I was never like, oh my gosh, Tim, my husband, like, oh Tim, they're asking me. I would never like, it was never annoying because I was, at home on my couch. I'm like, look at this picture of this waterfall.
And I mean, Sweet Eden loved the desert.
Oh my gosh. Our daughter, Eden, she'll sing it now because Wesley sang that song. Well, and I did editing video in the desert. So I'm playing like the clip over and over because I'm trying to like get it with the track, and so Wesley's just over and in the desert. Oh my gosh! So that was my kid's like favorite song of the season. So
that is so sweet.
Yeah.
Amber, before you answer this, I do want to give people also context. You didn't just send us boxes. You also like if we didn't have service to find a hotel, you were looking for a hotel for us. If we weren't able, like if something was all of a sudden blowing out, you were getting it from REI for us and you were sending it to us on trail. Or
I forgot about the REI dynamic.
You did several REI returns.
You did so many REI returns for us.
Oh, it was so funny.
You like became friends with the REI people, I feel like, on our behalf. And so I just want people to understand that Amber didn't just send boxes. Like she was heavily involved in when something, like when the shit hit the fan on trail Amber was our go-to person to be like,
Nice.
can you help us fix this? Because we literally have 4 more days. We're out here. We can't call anybody. We have no service. We can't fix
Right.
it. And then we're going to be in town for 4 days trying to fix it. And we don't have time
Right.
to do that. And so I feel like you were like, we would Garmin message you a lot.
Yeah.
And you would be like, yes, I'll go to REI tomorrow morning and I'll like get that for you guys or whatever. So
Yeah, and I want to elaborate on that. And then Amber, I want to hear how you felt about like the one-sidedness thing. But one of the other big things that you would do for us, Amber, and then I'll get to Mish too, is Amber, you would look up weather and fire reports for us. Whenever we got into
Oh, I
Washington,
forgot about that too.
mhm.
you were constantly on the computer monitoring the fires, letting us know with updates.
Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah, you were like, I think at this point you need to haul ass or you're gonna get cut off
You
by a
said
fire.
that to us
Yeah.
right before we
I
ended. remember?
You
did.
did
So
say
I want
that.
to, I want to talk about that before, like, kind of, I guess, closer to the end, because I do have a really cool question. I feel like of how did you guys experience us on the trail as we're
Yeah.
going through it? But
The-
yeah,
The other thing that you did, Mish, was you would both look up hotel information for us when we were going into a town. But also, we had a lot of gear breakdowns, and you would reach
Yeah.
out to the manufacturers for
on
us.
Instagram or
Because we just
yeah,
couldn't do it.
Wow.
yeah,
And so
Yeah,
you,
because
you would
sometimes that's how you get them.
It's true. That's how
Yeah.
you get them.
because we just didn't have service. Like we literally from the Sierras on,
Yeah.
barely had service on the trail, like cell service.
Yeah.
And so you guys were our outsource of communication to
Yeah.
these gear companies when we were
Yeah.
Yeah.
completely at your disposal. Like we were
Yeah.
beholden to you guys for stuff because we had nothing. We
Yeah.
were just our backpacks.
And
So-
I think Instagram sometimes can be a sneaky way to get in touch with those companies. And then
Oh,
Wesley, you guys were really good because they'd be like, I'd speak as you, and then they'd say, "Can you send us pictures?" So then I
try to send them to
so
you.
sometimes
yeah.
I'd speak as you, or sometimes I'd be like, "Hey, my friends, I run their social media, and they need some new thing." They'd be like, "Okay, get them to send pictures." Like, "Okay, well they don't have Wi-Fi, but when they do, so you gotta have to go back and forth."
Whole
But-
thing. Yeah.
Yeah. It was a whole thing.
Yeah.
But the big
That's
thing,
wild.
yeah, it was wild. And the big thing that you did, Mish, is that whenever our tent blew out in Washington,
Like, yeah.
I didn't know you were gonna do
We
this.
didn't know you were gonna do this,
but
Michelle.
you posted about it on
Yeah.
Instagram, and then you
And-
tagged Nemo equipment in it because it was a Nemo tent that blew out.
Sure did.
After you posted that, not only did Nemo reach out to us and give us a new tent, but we had enough people donate money that we could afford to get a
go.
tent at that moment.
and buy another tent, like get
I love
out of the trail because we were deep in Washington.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We had to like hitchhike 2.5 hours to get to Seattle just to get another tent. Like
Wow.
Yeah.
it was such a process, but like because
Yeah.
of social media and you being able to, because we couldn't have posted, we didn't have service, like we didn't have any,
Yeah.
Yeah.
any way to do that. And a lot of people don't have this on trail, I feel like, and this is why
Yeah.
we really wanted to bring you guys in, is because we want people to know, hey, find point people on the outside
Mhm.
that want to support you and help you in this process, because it really helped us and we felt supported
Mhm.
when we felt alone,
Yeah.
So anyway,
Yeah.
And I
but-
should note that Nemo tent didn't come in until after we'd finished the trail. But we still got it, damn it.
but we got it.
We still
But
got
you
it.
got
really?
it.
Oh, so you made enough money from sweet people's donations that you
Yes.
went to Singapore and bought one, and then they sent you a new tent, but it didn't come in until after you
After the trail.
Wow.
And they sent it to Amber.
Yeah, the sweet Jean Grey Big Agnes tent
Oh,
that
I
we
forgot
posted
about
on
that.
Instagram. That was because of everyone else who helped us out.
Yes.
Oh, that's so great.
Yeah.
I know.
Oh, geez. I mean, that's a huge deal too. Like your
Yeah.
zipper, there was like mosquitoes. I mean, your
Biting
whole
flies.
zipper. Do you remember that video? You guys had rigged it with tape
Multiple
and like
types
duct
of tape.
tape. I mean, it was beautiful, like well done. But
The colors
yeah,
of the
so,
It was like
rainbow.
it was like a first grader art project.
no, it's great.
Thank
To,
you.
to be honest, when that all happened, it was biting fly season too. So there were flies
No.
coming in and biting us, and it was horrible. And in Washington, that biting flies are a really, really bad thing. And it was right in the
Yeah.
middle of the season. And
Yeah.
here goes our zipper. And I'm like, oh
Yeah.
dear God. So he gets every little piece of gear tape,
Yeah.
duct tape, anything that we have the
Yep.
little morsels we had, and he somehow was able to just tape our entire door back together. And then our other zipper was giving out
Yeah.
too. So it was like this whole like,
We're like, okay.
shit, the
was-
ship is going
Okay.
down.
I was about to pull the needle and thread out and just sew it shut.
You know,
We're
I
gonna
mean,
get out of there.
geez,
anyway.
I'm glad that worked out. I'm glad
Yeah,
that
it
worked out.
did. Okay, so back to you, Amber. Did you feel like we were taking advantage of your kindness and generosity?
Oh my gosh,
One-sided?
no. Oh my gosh, no. Okay, wait. Before I answer that though, I did want to say I didn't realize, Mish, that you did some of those things, like reaching out to people. So that's fun to hear all those details.
Yeah,
That's so cool. You went at them, and it just makes me so happy because that was my dream before y'all started the trail, Marie. When you and I were talking about social media, I was like, you could make this thing, and then maybe people will help you out, and like companies will help you. So
Yeah.
it just makes me so happy.
Which has started to happen. Yeah. Companies have
Yeah.
started to support us and,
Yeah.
you know, get their stuff out there with us, which has been, I can't believe it's a dream come true, like on your part. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, so only
Makes me
one
so
company
happy.
has reached out to us and offered to like collab or give us something. The rest I've had to reach out to. But I mean, half of the gear that I would or we would probably take on a future hike has just been given to us just because we've asked.
Look at that. I know.
And
That's
just
a great.
because
That's a great pointer. Like, just ask. I mean, if you're
Just ask,
legit
they can tell you no.
hiking and doing a thing, you reach out and say, "Hey, I mean, people, you know, if you can represent their brand on social media, they'll absolutely give you stuff." So,
yeah, squeaky
It's
wheel
a
gets
win-win.
yeah.
Yeah.
It is a win-win.
Okay, so I really want to ask this question because I really want to know y'all's answer in this. I don't think I've ever heard either of you talk about this. And Amber, you joined us on trail, and you know you got to kind of taste what we go through, you know, in your way, which was hilarious to watch. So,
It was.
but I think I'd really love to hear, as you guys watched us go through this whole thing, you guys were probably the most up close and personal of everybody. Like everybody saw it from social media. We might have like called people from time to time, rarely, really, but you guys saw it all, and you saw it from like live when it was happening, kind of thing. And so I really want to know, what did you guys go through watching us go through our story? Did you have a process, or were you like, was it like a story that you saw unfolding? Yeah.
Yeah, I can answer that. And since I didn't actually answer your question too, Wesley.
Oh, I'm sorry.
First
That's
of
so
all,
bad.
no, it's okay. I can answer them together.
Monopolizing
I keep circling back.
conversation.
I thought you'd answered if I say no.
Well, no, it's good. It's good because I can put them together. I want to be very clear, as I've said to y'all many times, but make it very clear. It meant the world to me to get to like be front row seats and of this like amazing, beautiful dream that so few people even like give themselves the option to do, let alone like follow all the way through it or like have the opportunity to do it as y'all did. Like it was such a big dream of y'all's, and it like meant it just meant so much to me to see my sister like do it and do it with someone she's in love with. Like it just meant so much to me. So like all of that to say, it being one-sided, and as Mish said, like no, like because y'all are so sweet, and as I mentioned earlier, and it being like y'all are newly-ish married, and like so Wesley, you and I like still don't know each other super well, and you're my brother-in-law, and I'm like I want my brother-in-law to like me. But then like I get busy and life's happening, and then y'all need something, and I'm like, oh no, I'm stressed, but like I feel like I'm throwing a fit right now, and I'm gonna make them feel bad for like making me do something. That was like one of those like mental swirls I would go in a few times at the beginning. But no, it never felt like, oh, they're just taking from me. They're just, you know, this is such a one-sided thing. It never felt that way at all. It was funny because when you were asking that question, it reminded me, and I remember telling y'all about this at one of the times we saw each other when y'all were on trail. I'm trying to remember which one it was. I think it was Oregon. I think it was before I joined you on the trail. It was one of my REI stops where I returned something for y'all. And it was so funny. That was also a process where I kind of learned how to like talk to the REI workers, because I learned the hard way a few times, and then I figured out how to like look everything up ahead of time so that they were more apt to help me. Put
Can you
more responsibility
say
on me.
more? Can you say more about that, Amber? Like, what do you mean? Can you give an example of like something that happened to help you figure it out?
Yes. So, okay. So, and this helps me personally when I take things back to REI too, is I learned, so like if you say I have shoes that didn't fit me right and I need to return it, I go to the REI desk. I'm like, hey, I need to return these shoes. They're going to ask, you know, like, when did you purchase them? And then they have to look it up on their account. And I learned after like 4 or 5 times of doing that, like some of them would get impatient with that. And they'd be like, oh, was it at this time? And I'd be like, oh no, I don't remember. Like it could have been at this time. And then with y'all, you know, sometimes it was hard. Sometimes it could have been on Wesley's account. It could have been on Marie's account. So that's where it was like, oh, there were certain questions I needed to get asked ahead of time so that the more that you figure out that information ahead of time when you're talking to the REI worker, they're not going to get annoyed and they're going to be more apt to like help you. Especially when it comes to like returning something for someone else, which some workers I learned didn't like that. And that's where the story I was about to tell is there was this one older gentleman who I assume I'm going to REI and like I more recently got into outdoorsy things. So I'm like, oh yeah, these are REI workers. They're into outdoorsy things. They'll be so excited to hear that my sister is on the PCT. I'm so proud of her and her husband. They're killing it. It's so cool. And so I would return something and I would be like, yeah, they're hiking the whole PCT. And some of them would be like, oh. And this one guy was like, he kind of like got annoyed that like he did have the perspective that like y'all had put this burden on me. And he was like, oh, you should keep that gift card for yourself that I got from whatever I returned for y'all. And I was like, pretty quickly in our interaction, I was like, I don't remember. I stood up for y'all in some way, and I don't even remember what I said, but it was just...
Come on, REI.
Come on, REI. Bro.
I know, some of those individual workers, some of them were super awesome and sweet. Honestly, overall, they were very helpful and sweet. And
they did save you. They did save you on when I had the whole Thermarest mat thing happen. They did help you with my mat because I got a new mat. Like it was almost a year and I had been trying to talk to Thermarest and no one was like responding to me. And we were in the Sierras. I had no service ever. And then we just, didn't we like mail it back to you or something? And in the hopes,
I think you did.
In the hopes that they would take it back because it was almost a year later. And I was trying to avoid that at all possible, but they did accept it. Like the guy was like, you explained what was going on and how I had tried to return it, or like I would have tried to send it to you months before, or a month before. Anyway, but
yeah, no, I remember that's one of those examples where I feel like by that point I kind of figured out how to be prepared going up to them and talking to them, because I think if I had framed it how I did when I first started returning things, it might not have gone down well. But by then I kind of knew like, you had already prepped me and you let me know what happened. And then you did tell me like, hey, they might not take it because we know some people that it didn't work out because it is so close to the window and, you know, they might think we're taking advantage or whatever. And so I kind of went in with all of that information and I was able to just kind of tell the story and just give the facts and be as kind and like understanding as possible. And the guy was super nice and he was like, yeah, he helped me out. But yeah. Yeah, so all that to say, okay, so I answered your question, Wesley, and I wanted to tell that story. And then let's see, your question, Marie. What was your question one more time? How was it like for us?
We could just take back out what I asked before since...
No, it's totally fine. Well, okay, no, I do have some answers for that too. Well, with the whole being in the common world, is that what y'all are saying?
Cotton.
You are saying cotton.
COTTO and picking cotton.
Okay, you are saying cotton, not common. I could never.
Yeah, it's because it's like a grind in this world.
Yeah.
And we and that's what it is. Like because in the hiking world, it's a grind in hiking, but it's not the same. It's not the
right.
The mental grind, the stresses,
softer grind.
It's like
Softer grind.
Softer grind.
Softer grind.
Yeah.
Yes. And it's like the metaphor of like it makes everything fuzzy, kind of. Is that kind of
I think Cotton World,
Maybe.
I don't know exactly where he derived it, but if I had to guess, it's because everything is comfortable and cushiony and cottony and soft.
Soft.
But out there, everything is like dirt and rock hard. And the clothes that you have, none of them are cotton because cotton doesn't dry.
It's the real world, is what.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
interesting?
Like
Okay,
what
when
we were
I
meant to live in.
yeah. When I first heard y'all say that and I thought you were saying cotton, I was like, oh, is it like putting cotton in your ears? Like like it's the metaphor of like when you're living in this life and you get in the grind, like it makes everything kind of less
Zone
clear.
out.
Whereas when you're in nature,
That's good.
Oh, I like
things
that.
are more clear and like your mental energy and your emotional health is just clear.
That's true.
All you can hear is the white
That's-
noise through the cotton in your ears.
Yeah, that's kind
Oh,
of
that's
what I
good.
thought that
Damn.
meant. Yeah.
I love that we've had so many discussions about the cotton world and Crush. What we really need to do is just have Crush on here so he can talk about it with us. 'Cause
Yeah.
we've talked about
Oh,
this so
what's
many
his
times.
definition? Yeah.
Yeah, what his definition is. Yeah,
Yeah.
because he's a cool dude. He was like a lawyer for a long time, and then he did a through hike, or he like quit, did a through hike, and now he literally like works so that he can through hike, and
Yeah.
like has found
Wow.
that like he lived in a grind for a long time, like dead, asleep, until he started through hiking.
Yeah, he was in corporate law.
Wow.
Yeah. Big
There you
change.
go, dude.
He got such a cool story, and we only sadly got to know him, but yet he became like Tramley.
Mhm.
But
Yeah.
okay,
Well,
Back to your question.
I was gonna say though, but from the cotton world, seeing into y'all's world, something that was interesting for me, and this is another thing that I forgot to mention that I did, was you had me and one other person as your emergency person on Garmin. And that was also a conversation we had to have ahead of time because you, Marie, you were like, because I'm your sister and because I was like wanting to help y'all, you were like wanting to like give me things to do. And that was where you realized like, oh, maybe you don't want to be the emergency person. And I had to assess that like, oh yeah, like if shit really did hit the fan and something serious happened, I would not be emotionally well enough to like actually be the person to take care of an emergency situation if it did happen. You had like had the conversation with me about like, hey, if we're gonna like Garmin message you every day or every 2 days, and if you don't hear from us for like 5 days, then like maybe reach out to Sunny, who was the emergency person who had all of your gear information, all of this stuff. I don't know if y'all have I can't remember if y'all have had an episode yet about emergency stuff, but I think that's super helpful to like have people prep ahead of time for emergency stuff. That was so funny in the cotton world when I would tell friends or like random people, my sister and her husband are hiking the PCT. That was one of the first things they always thought about was like safety, and it scared them. And I'd be like, oh no, like we have this whole system set up. We have me and we have another person. They're messaging us every day or every 2 days to let us know they're safe. We have like a system already set up. Like if, we don't hear from them and then we can call emergency and like, they were like, oh, I'm so glad to hear that. Because they were like, how? Like, they're not going to have service. Like, people would get scared for y'all that didn't even know you, like, that you're doing this unfathomable thing from their perspective. But that was something interesting for me was, like, the safety thing. And that's where the fires came in, where it was like, like, you're my sister and my brother-in-law. Like, I want you to be safe and, like, be okay. And I'm a better person to talk to about that than our mom. So,
oh yeah, she didn't know a thing.
So yeah, that was an interesting piece. And then another piece of it that was just so fun too was like y'all like video messaging or like taking videos of being in meadows. That was something you always did, Wesley, because I love meadows. And you would like, there's this funny video from long ago where Marie like video messaged me like, Siesta! And so every time Wesley, you would record a video, you would be like, Siesta! We're in the meadow. Like it was just so funny and sweet, and that like brought me so much joy to like have those little moments of like y'all thinking of me and like seeing where y'all were at. I'm trying to think of other little details from this side. I don't know. I guess those were the big ones. Was like the safety thing, and then the like getting to see the little joyful things of like, oh my gosh, look at what they're doing, and just being proud, like telling random people like, I'm just like, my sister's doing this cool thing, and then they wouldn't be able to fathom it, so the conversation would end pretty quick. But I just had so much fun like telling people like my sister's literally hiking from Mexico to Canada and her
Yeah.
husband. Like, it's so cool. I'm so proud of them.
Yeah.
She probably has a
So-
lot more Meadow videos to send you.
I have so many Meadow videos, Amber, and I've never sent them to you. I'm pretty sure we probably took
Cumulatively.
Trying to say not the cloud, but the
Cumulatively, we probably took at least 30 videos. That could be
Wow.
maybe an exaggeration, but I don't think so. Every time we'd see a meadow, we'd take a video and send it,
Yeah.
or think of you and take a video. So I've got them somewhere.
It's so crazy that people are so concerned for our well-being out in nature when the real concern is the real world right now.
Oh my
That
gosh.
boggles my mind. How many
I know.
shootings?
I know.
The shootings,
No.
like going into a grocery store and being afraid of that. Like the wilderness is the safest place, it feels like right now. I mean,
Yeah.
100%.
Like we're out there
Yeah.
hiking with the chipmunks. Come on.
yeah, and
I know.
the bears are like more scared of us than we are of them. Like they don't,
Mhm.
it's so rare that
Yeah.
a bear would try to
Yeah.
attack us. They don't even want humans. They just want food.
Yeah.
And they don't eat humans. Like it's such a interesting concept to me that, being back, honestly, I've been more afraid for our safety here since we've been back from the trail. Like I literally walk into a grocery store or a Walmart and I look at the exit signs and I look at places to hide. Like, and that should not be, you know what I mean? That shouldn't be what we're experiencing. And I just feel like it's gotten worse since we got back. Probably because we were just so used to being in solitude and there was
Sure.
just nothing to be afraid of out on trail. And so it became such a drastic switch when we got back.
Mhm.
I didn't even experience, like I just didn't realize that. Yeah, until after. Yeah.
What was your original question?
Okay, this
forgot.
is my original question. As you guys saw our story unfold, like, were you nervous for us? Were you excited for us? Did you like rejoice when we finished like we did? Like, I just feel like you guys were very up close and personal with us on this journey more than anybody else. You saw it in real time and you saw all of the ups and the downs that we did have on trail. And Amber saw me break down so many times to her. I'd call her crying and being like, I don't know, this is so hard. And Mish, you saw us, like we'd message you and be like, okay, we don't know what to do about this. And so I just would love to hear y'all's experience of what was your experience like? Was it like a story to you, or did it feel like you watched an unfolding, and what was that like? So yeah.
Your journey for me being so up close and personal, I loved it. Like I keep saying, so I'm repeating myself, is I almost felt like I was on it with you and just kind of like, in a way, experiencing the highs and the lows and the beauty and all of it, because, the pictures were coming in and we had that shared Dropbox and just, hearing you guys and the audio I had you record and just all of the videos. It felt like I was there with you, even though I wasn't. So I was just really excited to, one, I couldn't believe you did it. You tell people about it, like, hey, I have some friends doing the PCT. Their first response for me would be, why? Well, when you say it's from Mexico to Canada, why? Like, they're walking? I'm like, I know. It's wild. So being more involved in it, I don't know. I was just more invested in it with you guys and wanted you. I mean, I knew you would finish, but like I wanted you to finish it. And like that very last video that you sent a couple, and then we edited together like a reel of you finishing when you're like, here we go. And then you did it, and those people were cheering for you. Like when I watched it, I was crying. And I'm like,
by the way, Michelle,
I was like,
it was amazing.
They did it! Like I was so excited. Like they made it.
Me too.
So, but that's because maybe I know you guys. I don't know. I was just so proud of you guys because I don't know anyone that's ever done the PCT. So that was exciting. And then you're my friend. So that made it more exciting. And then I was like watching every step of the way and hearing all your craziness, and you're exhausted. And we almost like fell into the snow, just like the craziness of it and how it was taking so long. It just felt like, are they gonna get, I mean, it's been so long, it's been months, and then you made, so yes, it was like a movie for me with like, yeah, all of it. It was, it's hard to explain, but I really enjoyed you guys doing it. It was great it was really great to be a part of. And now, you know, my phone has like, oh, these memories popped up from, so now all the like last year, I'm seeing all of your pictures pop up. Oh, I'm all like in Time Hop and stuff. I'm like, oh yeah, remember they were like in the Sierra. So yeah, it was amazing. And I told you guys like, oh my gosh, I'm so proud of you guys because it's insane. Like it's insane. Like there's a lot of people that have done it and do it, and it's amazing to me. To me, it seems insane, and like who would do it, and why would you do it? And it's so. A lot of people ask, why would they do it? Why? So, just the fact that you did it and you accomplished it, and there were fires at the end, and you like made it to the end, and there was so much stuff that happened where you went through like 4 million pairs of shoes and your socks and your like things went wrong. And you still pushed through. So yes, it was like a proud sibling, proud parent. Not that I'm you know what I mean? But I was just like, yes. So I loved it. It was like a movie, a musical, thanks to Wesley. It was like a musical.
You're welcome.
It was great. I almost want you to do another one, so I can't wait to like be on that one with you as well. So you know.
I'll be doing one starting in July 21st.
Right?
CT.
The Colorado Trail, yeah. It'll only be a month, so not 6, but still.
How long is it?
It's 483 to 85-ish miles.
I mean, that's still a ton.
But it's
I know
so
that's
funny,
no
yeah.
PPT, but like it's a ton.
I mean, yeah, it'll be 3 weeks to a month where we'll be apart, which will be hard.
That'll be an interesting dynamic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Now, how come you're not doing that one, Marie?
work?
Because she just started her new job.
Got it.
Yeah. And just to save money, like, you know, I felt like if we were both doing it, we were gonna have to save like double and then also save for bills and then coming back again. So and then I got this job that popped up like the last few weeks. And so it all really worked out. And too, I told Wesley, why don't you do this one by yourself? Because he's wanted to do one by himself for years. And it just felt like this is the right time, right opportunity, and I'll support him. And
that's great. Because that's a long time. I mean, that's, you know, kudos to you as a wife to be like, yeah, go on and do that for several months. You know what I mean? But you guys kind of have you have the freedom, you know, to do that. But that's still like a big thing to be like, sure.
I will say though that this is so different than doing like a longer trail because he'll be in Colorado, so I can support him. I can see him. He's literally only gonna be within an hour to 3 hours to 5 hours is the end, but that's the driving period. So he's gonna be really close in proximity to me, so I can see him on the weekends or see him like whenever I can pop in and see him and support him, take him to towns. So I'll be like his personal trail angel when I can. And, yeah.
I forgot too, Marie. Are you gonna join for a little bit?
Maybe. It just depends.
Maybe not.
It depends on work. I don't want to take off work just yet for PTO.
Yeah, makes sense.
And I want this to be Wesley's. Like I really do want this to be his. I may join him. Like maybe we'll do some 14ers together while he's on the trail. So it just depends on when he gets there, when I can be there. So
yeah.
We'll play it by ear.
A lot of childhoods are dumb. So there's a lot of stuff that I need to realize I can do by myself without other people there with me. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. No, that's good. A lot of processing. That's
Yeah. He needs this one.
Yeah.
That'll be good. That's good. That'll be really good.
Yeah. But we have discussed though long trails like the PCT. I don't know how married couples do that, to be very honest. Like, I don't know how they don't see each other for 6 months or like see each other on the trail. Don't get it at all. That's
gotta be hard.
Yeah. That maybe 20, 30 years down the road, that would be different, but
yeah.
I mean, we know some married couples that one did it and one like stayed at home, continued to work. And we don't know their dynamics like during and after the trail, but I mean, they're still together, but it's either way, it couldn't have been easy.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I was also gonna say, Mish, that your video you made at the end still makes me cry. Like
Every time.
every time I
Oh.
cry, every time I watch it, it is just such a magical. You really did capture the ending. for
Yeah.
us.
I mean, thank you. That was all you guys. Yeah. I remember crying. Like, you sent it, I'm like, they did it. And it's interesting. You walk up to that like landmark, whatever that is.
The monument.
Yeah, the monument. It's a super. And then you, Marie, were like, we did it.
I know, that's what broke me when I saw it. When you like, you have tears in your eyes, and then like you go to kiss Wesley like off the video. It's just like, yeah.
And
So
then
sweet.
and then you guys, and I could have edited it out, but I left it in because it was so you guys, because you couldn't notice as the viewer, but you say, oh, you almost tripped, you almost fell, and he was like, yep, I did. But I was like, we're keeping it.
It's like our dynamic. Yeah.
It was too good.
Yeah.
So good. Yeah. So that was fun to be a part of, for sure. I mean, it felt like watching a documentary, but also having a huge hand in it too. Not that you did all the heavy lifting and all the hard work, but it felt like I was also a part of it. So yeah, it was great.
You were a vital part of it.
Well,
Yeah.
helpful, but
I think we are where we are, like followers, social media, and like support from brands wise because of you.
You really
I love
show
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
that was, I mean, it was kind of, like a game, like, man, let's get you guys follow, because you love to do this. So let's get brands to see you, and you're the real deal. You're not, you were prepared and like researching. And so I was like, yeah, like we should definitely let people know and show all the gear you're using and tag them in it, and hopefully
Something
get
will happen, yeah.
sponsors or whatever down the road, or Yeah.
Now, Amber, I think your response is going to be a little bit different because you joined us twice on trail. We met up with you and
3 times.
wait, we met up with you and your husband Ryan at Yosemite, and then
Yosemite,
in Ashland, Oregon. We all hung out at an Airbnb, and then
I guess that was it. You're right.
It is twice.
Yeah,
Okay.
twice.
You're right.
So you actually.
I guess I
came to
think
the trail.
Well, right, because I guess I think of us staying at the Airbnb
A
as like a separate
Me too.
thing from me being on the trail with you. It's so funny the way that my brain internalized that. Yeah. So what was your question? Were you going to ask a question with that?
No, just kind of piggybacking on Marie's original question.
The question.
It's the question. Right. We're still in the. Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yes. I love that you said it was like watching a documentary, Michelle, because I mean, I get that. That's a good way to put it. That's super interesting. Yeah, I don't know. It's so funny. I think another thing I was thinking a little bit ago that was interesting for me, is that Marie and I are so close. Not only are we sisters, but we're like best friends. So we like process life constantly together. And that was a dynamic that I realized pretty quickly when y'all started the trail. Like, oh my gosh, like there was a loss for me that I like, Marie wasn't as accessible to just like process life, which ended up being super great for me because it was just a dynamic I had to figure out for myself. But yeah, it was interesting because then when you did have cell service, like we pretty much always talked. I think it was funny. About halfway through, I started realizing like our mom would like ask us like, do you know where Marie and Wesley are? Because like I was the person you were calling that you had energy to like, I have energy to talk to Amber and like not to like all the, like 4 other family members or friends or whatever. But yeah, so that there was that piece of like Marie would call and be like, I remember a specific time of like, y'all, I think it was in the Sierras.
I think it was after Bishop Pass where I fell into my chest like 3 times. I think I called you crying. It was like, I am having such a mental anxiety issue right now because I'm so scared to go back in there because we're like in there.
You talked her into taking 2 days off, so thank you for that.
For mental health.
Yeah. That was one of those like something about watching y'all do the trail. It never really sunk in for me what y'all were doing, because like I wasn't seeing the videos and pictures constantly like Michelle was. I was seeing the fun things on Instagram, and then you would talk to me, and that was one of those conversations that it kind of sunk in, the like how serious it is. And I know for you there was this like push and pull of like, I know we need to rest and that's important, but like I'm so scared that we're not going to finish because we have such a very specific window of time. And at that time you were still figuring out resupply in the towns and like how much time all of that took. And so there was just so much stress around it for you, for y'all. And yeah, that was a conversation where it was like, okay, like what's the priority here? And yeah, that conversation really sticks out in my mind. And then fast forward, I mean, Yosemite just happened to be a fun thing. That was the coolest thing ever, where like my friend had planned a trip to Yosemite and we planned to go. I'd never been. I was so excited. I don't think Ryan had ever been either. And then it just so happened that like y'all stayed on schedule up to that point, and it actually was perfect on the days that Marie had scheduled of how many miles y'all hiked. Y'all were there at the same time, and so we were able to pick you up. And I still love that little video that Ryan was able to capture when we saw each other. That was, wait, okay, just going into the weeds for just a second, for the Yosemite trip, that was so funny because there was the whole thing about like finding y'all, and then like we didn't have cell service and we didn't know where we were going. Yeah, so like Ryan and I get into Yosemite, we don't know where we're going, then our cell service is spotty, and then y'all's cell service is spotty. And no, y'all had like messaged me on the Garmin, so it was fine for y'all, but we weren't getting the messages. So there was just this whole thing about finding y'all, and then Ryan and I were like, okay, I think this is the right road, and we're walking, and in the distance we see this person with these like giant white legs. That had to be Wesley. So like,
it was me. Yeah, I was running up the side of the road.
Like a Yeti.
Yeah,
exactly.
like a Yeti.
Those hiker legs was the first thing we saw.
Yeah.
And so we saw you, and it was just so exciting to see you. And it was just like, you know, because yeah, y'all been off the grid, and so that was so sweet. And then you're like, yeah, Marie's down a little bit, and then, you know, we have our reunion, which is always so special and sweet. And
Yeah.
so yeah, that weekend was just fun and so special in so many different ways. Seeing y'all, being in Yosemite, which is just a wonderful place.
It's magical.
Yeah.
And
the Masubi
then
was awesome.
What was that again?
The Masubi was awesome.
Oh, right. Ooh, y'all gotta have Ryan's Masubi.
Uh-huh.
Next
Anyway,
time
but yeah,
we see
next
each
My
time.
other.
sweet friend Julia, yeah, she made a bunch of Masubi. So good.
It was amazing.
But yeah, and then fast forwarding to Oregon, where like, yeah, Ryan and I took like some time off work, and we were also working from home at the time, so we were able to like, Ryan worked from home while we were there a little bit, but we drove up to Oregon and like got an Airbnb and stayed together for like 2 or 3 days.
Yeah.
In Ashland.
Yep.
Y'all took a longer break.
Mm-hmm.
And then yeah, and oh, I guess this is like getting in the weeds a little bit too. Before you started the trail, we had planned that I would hike with y'all for a week. And then getting down to it, I just assumed like, oh yeah, it'll be fine. I can join them for a week. And then when I really got into the weeds of like how to get to you and like getting time off work, and like the windows weren't lining up, and my supervisor was like, I can't give you like that big of a window so that I could for sure get to y'all in like at least a week amount of time. So it just didn't line up. So that's where we like decided to do the Oregon trip. And then it was like, okay, why don't we just do like an overnight thing? Like I'll just be with y'all for overnight. That's fine. Like I've never backpacked before. So I quickly learned backpacking the first time that 1 week would have been way too much for me. I mean, I would have gotten through it. It would have been fine, but it would have been a lot. Yeah. So that was where I feel like I'm more so like it really sunk in like what y'all were doing was when I did that. And just actually literally hiking all day, like, and experiencing that. And my feet have never hurt so bad. And it was really special too, because at the time I was about to start rehearsals for a play called Tiny Beautiful Things, which is originally like the life of what's her face? Meryl
Strayed, who actually hiked a portion of the PCT.
Yes, Cheryl Strayed. A lot of people know what a lot of normal people in the cotton world know what the PCT is just because of her and because of the movie Wild. And that's how I knew what the PCT was. So that was another conversation I'd have with your random Joe on the street. When I would tell them about what y'all were doing, I'd be like, yeah, you know, Cheryl Strayed, the Wild, the Reese Witherspoon movie, blah, blah, blah. So that was cool because I was literally doing that story. And then fun fact, that's actually her pen name, Strayed, because strayed came from like she strayed on the path.
That's her trail name then.
Oh, maybe it was her trail name.
I bet that's her trail name.
Maybe. We never read the book, so.
Yeah, but I bet that's her trail name, and she took it as her pen name. I could almost guess that because everybody gets a trail name when they're on trail.
That's a good point. Yeah, you're probably right. I never thought about that, but you're probably
she's strayed.
Strayed because she strayed on down. Yeah, because of the trail. Funny. But so yeah, I was like rehearsing like when we were separated a little bit because they got way ahead of me because of course they were kicking ass and I was like super weak and my pack was way too heavy.
Your pack was so heavy.
And yeah, so I was like rehearsing some of my monologues just to like get through while taking one step at a time. I was like, oh, this is so special that I'm like on the PCT rehearsing for Tiny Beautiful Things with Cheryl Strayed's story. Like that was just really, really meaningful to me too. And yeah, so I don't know. Yeah, it was just getting to experience that and really have a glimpse of what y'all were doing on a way smaller scale. And then literally, like, I want to backcountry camp more because, yeah, like, that was the most beautiful camping spot I've ever had. And I didn't realize until doing that like we didn't grow up camping because we lived in the middle of woods and it just wasn't something our family did. But growing up, when I envisioned camping, that's what I thought camping was. And then now that I live in this metropolitan area and I have to camp to get nature time, I'm like, oh, like camping is like you're right next to strangers in like fabric, basically. Like it's not like walking out in the woods like I grew up doing, but that's what backpacking is and that's what through hiking is. And so getting to actually camp in the middle of nowhere was super cool. Prettiest campsite ever.
Can I just say before we move on or you move your thought is the funniest thing about when you did that with us is when you were done because you were so tired and I miscalculated our miles. I thought we were going to be doing 19 miles with her and we ended up doing like 25, which that's like a significant jump.
Whoa. Yeah.
And Amber, the second day, I'm like, oh no, Amber, I'm so sorry. Like we're going to have to do like 15 miles. To get in or 14 miles, but I had miscalculated it wrong. And so you're doing more miles than you had thought you were doing. And so I just remember by the end, you were like, how far away are we to Ryan? And like, we would help you. We were like, Amber, we're like 30 minutes away. Or like, we would like try to give you like a time code because you were like, this is so hard. And you and then I just remember you seeing Ryan when we got there and you just ran off of the trail. You didn't even go around and finish.
Well, I thought I actually did think it was the end of the trail.
Oh, you thought that was the end of the trail?
I did actually. I thought Ryan was at the end, but then anyway, you can continue the story because it's funny.
She runs through like the grass to Ryan on this other side where the car is, and she's like, Ryan, that was hard. And he's like hugging her, and then we have lunch and you fell asleep like at the table. Literally.
I did. Aww. I've never been so tired.
Wow.
I know.
It was really funny.
Oh man.
Anyway,
it was such a cool experience.
Insert that, but anyway, keep going with your.
I think that was pretty much just getting that glimpse of like what y'all's everyday life really was. And kind of getting a glimpse of like how y'all started where my pack was too heavy. And like that, I had a moment where like I was walking down a hill a little bit and I like my foot rolled on a rock a little bit. And I was like, for that split second, I remember you were talking to me, Marie, and you were looking at me and we both like locked eyes. Like I thought I was about to go down on my ankle and we were in the middle of nowhere. I had this heavy pack on me. Thankfully that didn't happen. But like, just like all the factors you have to think about. I think
that's a good segue into one of the last two questions I had for you. like seeing everything that we've gone through, other hikers with us have gone through, and what you experienced on the trail, Amber. I mean, either one of you, do you want to do like a couple days worth of hiking, a week, a month?
Has it
Or-
wet your whistle at all?
or do you like the comfort of, indoor plumbing?
I mean, yes, indoor plumbing, obviously, but I mean, it was super inspirational and beautiful, and I really enjoyed seeing the trail family that y'all made. I would love that in itself. I think it would be a challenge, but it could be super awesome. I mean, we
Wait.
used to camp as a kid, and like,
Wait a minute. Haven't you said you wanted to do the Camino?
yes.
Ah, there you go. That counts.
I was just going to say,
I'm sorry.
No, that was great. I've
stole
looked
my
into
thunder.
it. No, you didn't steal my thunder, but I was literally going to say that next, so it was perfect. So yes, I've looked into doing that. I mean, but who knows if I would ever have time like that. You know what I mean? To do something like that. So it was fun to kind of live it through you for how many months was it?
6.
6.
Almost
It's
to
half a
the
year.
almost to the
It
day.
was 181 days.
It's a half a year,
Yeah,
y'all.
I know.
Wild. So yes, it's very inspiring. If time ever allowed, who knows about a whole PCT, but yeah, I think that would be a fun adventure.
Would you
Yeah.
drag Tim into that too?
Yeah, I think he would be like, yeah. And remember we talked to you guys about someday you could be the trail guides.
Yeah.
Because I
Yes.
think
We would
I
love
would
to
need
do that.
Yeah, I would need someone with a more type A. I don't know if you guys are type A, but you're very organized when it came to this. So a more type A personality who would like just give me the info. Michelle, here's a list of the things you need. Otherwise, it's a lot. It feels like a lot to like plan, prepare, do the research. I'm like, I don't even. So if somebody could be like, here's this packet, this is what you need. Here's some trail guides, take you on the, it's shorter or it's whatever. I think that would be a lot of fun.
Okay.
Interesting. Okay, that's helpful.
Okay. What about you,
Yeah.
Amber?
I 100% want to backpack more. I mean, Marie, you and I at some point will do that chunk of the trail in Washington that you told me
Goat
about.
rocks. Goat rocks.
That'll take about a week.
Yeah.
Ooh, do it.
I would love to do that for sure. I do think I have no desire. I don't want to say I have no desire. I don't want to be closed off. I would totally like try and take on an endeavor like this if it happened. But I do think that like the full on 6 months or like 3 months, like I don't think that's for me. That's yeah.
fair.
I think I love having the gear now so that, I can randomly hike up a hill and like set up my tent and just for fun and have like a day up in my meadow.
You and your meadow.
But I definitely do want to like weekend backpack more, and I would totally do like up to a week. Yeah, and yeah, there really is something magical about taking everything with you and it being on your back and like the simplicity of it and like it's really special. So yeah.
Okay. And this is my last question for you. So we were out there for 6 months. It's very quiet. We think a lot. And whenever people talk to us, all we have to do is listen to what they're saying, think about it, and like respond to it. And one thing we noticed when we got back is that people's attention spans are very short and they don't actively listen like we had learned to do for 6 months out there.
Yeah.
But the two of you and Ryan and Tim, you both asked us really great questions. You're really concerned and inquisitive about what we went through, and you actively listened. So I guess my question to you is, did we come back the way you expected us to?
Whoa.
I know.
That's a good question.
I feel like you did not come back drastically different to me. I mean, and maybe mentally or spiritually you have, and that's kind of like your own thing. But like, to me, you seem like the same people. So I don't see like this crazy drastic difference. And I guess maybe I'm leaning more towards like negative, like a negative different. So I don't see that at all from the conversations we have had. I would assume it has made you more something, maybe more of an active listener, or maybe just like, it seems like it would calm people down a little. I mean, to be that long in nature, I don't know if it just makes you feel a little more peaceful, or you come back and you're like, oh, everything is so loud. If there's that, you got to reacclimate. But you guys seem like you still seem very, both upbeat, joyful people. So I'm glad it didn't, I didn't think it would, but I'm glad it didn't like change you drastically. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I don't even recognize you guys anymore. Who are you? That'd be weird. Like, weird.
Yeah.
What happened? But so for me, yeah, that I didn't see any huge drastic change, but I'm sure there's things, that you could probably expand on mentally, spiritually, whatever, that you're like, well, I had this moment out there, or maybe not. I don't know, but I'm guessing 6 months in nature. I don't. Yeah.
Yeah, just curious because we saw both of you shortly after we finished. So
Yeah, you seem like you guys, and you seem, I don't know, I've always thought both of you were like upbeat and joyful and happy, and maybe that's more so now, but yeah, nothing. I don't know why I'm leading on the negative side of it, but nothing like negative, or you don't seem like anything changed in that regard.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like I feel the same in that, like, yeah, y'all are still y'all. I mean, I think for you, Marie, and I think I've said this to you, is like you seem more grounded in who you are and more like accepting and confident in who you are.
Nice.
And even more comfortable in like, like if something stressful happens and like you have some kind of like emotional response to that, I feel like something that I've seen switch in you is like you're way less quick to feel guilty about having an emotional response to something negative or stressful that might happen. Like I feel like you're way more like, I mean, this is who I am, and like I this is how I feel, and I'm just gonna let it be what it is. And some of that kind of work was being done before the trail. But I definitely do think some of the things that you voice, like having to stand up for yourselves in certain ways, in certain situations because of the trail, just like not taking shit from people, and like, and just the emotional piece of like, if you're angry, you have to like let that anger out on the trail. Like y'all talked about that a lot in like the emotional health, mental health episode. Like, I feel like in that sense, I've seen specifically you, Marie, be more at ease in all of that, and just like letting it be what it is. But yeah, I mean, I feel like other than that, yeah, y'all are like pretty solidly yourselves, which is lovely.
I'll take that.
Pretty solidly ourselves.
I feel like this would be, I don't know if you have unpacked this already, so forgive me if you already have, but it would be interesting, even for like a full podcast episode, if it doesn't exist, how, or if it did at all, I would think it did, like affected your marriage, like what that was like. You know what I mean? I'd be curious. You went on a 6-month out in nature, poop in the woods, tent breakdown, you know what I mean? Like that has to do something, bring you close. I mean, whatever, but that'd be interesting to hear what the heck that was like for you guys, and how you're different, how you were before, how you came out of it.
That'll be an episode.
Yeah,
for sure.
I think you should.
Yeah, we have a funny poop story.
I'm sure you did. He's like,
fun fact, that's the only thing I didn't do when I joined y'all, is dig the shit hole, and then take a poop in the woods. And then,
so sad, Amber.
And I regret that. That's the one experience I didn't get.
Should have taken some laxatives before you started.
Well, no, I did have to go, and I intentionally was like, I remember Wesley on the trail, you being like, well, that, like we have time if you want to have the experience. I was like, no, I don't want that experience. And I kept going. I was so grumpy. But looking back, I'm like, oh, I probably just went for it.
Dude, pooping in the woods is an experience. It is.
I mean,
and you hope that no one walks up while you're pooping, because you're just out there pooping.
Sugar, you exposed.
Yeah, I don't. There's a lot of you should talk about all the like weird stuff like that.
We have a funny,
people, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like the scabs and the pooping and the grossness and the stinky and the lap.
Stinky. We
The
have a
stuff that
funny
people don't talk
story though.
about.
Yeah,
I'm
no.
sure you have
We have
so many.
There were times where we'd have to poop at the same time on trail, but we only had one trowel to dig. So like he would let me have it first, but then I'd have to give it to him, and I'd have to go to him and find him wherever he was behind a tree. He'd be like, "Just toss it to me."
I mean, yeah, where are you at in your marriage where you're like, just come on, let's just poop together?
Well, yeah.
I don't know.
Didn't that happen though at one point where we were pooping right beside each other?
Yeah.
I mean,
it
we just
did.
got over it at some point, and we were like, we just both have to shit like right now. And
Yeah.
I think he was like in one tree and I was on another tree, and then and there was one other time where we were yelling at each other across the way while we were pooping because we were like, "Hey, is someone coming?" And
Are you
Oh
done?
my
"Are you
God.
done?"
Hey over there.
It's wild.
Oh,
The
that's
stuff I'm
so
sure at
funny.
the beginning that you're like tiptoeing around, and then by the end of it, you're like, you know what? Let's just. Well, who cares?
Who
It's-
cares? at this
Right.
point?
Wrap this
Interesting.
up.
We had a few of those for sure.
I think that's a great spot to end the episode on.
I did want to ask, would y'all like Ryan to come in and say hi?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Really quick?
We got
I'll
a
grab
minute
him.
and 36
Yeah,
seconds
we got a minute and
left.
30
All right.
seconds. That's a good spot to end it.
Hilarious.
No, we'll definitely do a couples podcast where we do all that. But you should listen to our last podcast, Mish, because I talked about a period on trail.
Oh my
I got
God.
real nitty gritty.
Ryan, what's up?
Hey,
Just want to
Ryan.
give you some recognition on our intro song that we play every
There you go.
single episode. Thanks
Oh,
for doing
y'all,
that.
he can't hear you. I'm so sorry. I have you in my headphones. Hang on.
Oh,
Okay.
that's funny.
Hello, everyone.
Now
Hello,
we're
Ryan.
hello. Just want to thank you for the intro jingle that you made for us. It's on every
Oh,
episode.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah.
For those of you who don't know, Ryan is Amber's husband.
Yep. Ryan G.
We'll throw you in the podcast, Ryan. Hey, wait, did you cut your hair or is it still long?
I tried to comb my hair and it created some bangs in the front. So, lesson for everyone: don't try to cut your own hair. I learned that the hard way, but it's still long.
But you
It's
have
still
the
long.
undercut. You have the undercut.
Yeah, I do have the undercut.
Dude, I feel like you guys are like competing in your hair lengths right now.
Yeah,
They're pretty similar.
they are.
Wesley, are you still going for the Viking look, or is that just on trail?
Yes.
Still going for it.
He still
She
got
still, she
it.
still shaves the sides for me.
Yeah.
Oh
Now his
my
hair's like
God.
down to here.
Yeah.
Wow.
I know.
I think it is a little longer than Ryan's son, yeah.
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 Here for it.
Fun little thing I did look up in my notes. Today, last year, y'all were in
All right.
The Sierras.
Kearsarge.
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 We were going
Like
into
a
Bishop.
subtle-
Wow.
Mhm.
Wow.
Mile 789.1, day 63.
Dang.
And then you had 2 rest days, or 3 rest days. I
Two.
closed it, but
Two for sure.
Two. We never ever took a 3-day rest day on the trail.
We did it one time.
We did? Oh, shoot. I'm sorry. Kennedy Meadow South. We did take
Kennedy
a
South.
3-day. That was it.
Yeah. Amber, Mish, we just want to thank you for taking these last 2 hours to rehash all of the PCT goings on.
Yeah, thank you guys. And thank you so much for everything you did for us. Like, you guys were the heroes outside of what we did, and you really were our backbone and our support. So I just want to say thanks for that.
Yeah, I mean, like we were the ones up there walking, but honestly, we couldn't have done it without the help from both of you.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
And just even the happy, like, you guys are doing so great, or just coming and seeing us on trail, like all of those things just really brought so much life back to us. So thank you.
I love it. I would do it again. Let's go.
All right, let's
Yeah,
go.
same.
Don't make a promise you can't keep.
Ah.
Keeping it.
Just wait
Oh,
wait
you
until
keep
we
it.
wait until we have kids, and then we're like doing the AT. I'll be like, all right, y'all, you ready?
Mhm.
Oh my gosh. Announcement? Do you have an announcement? to
No,
make
no,
on
no,
the
not yet.
Oh.
podcast?
Not
No,
yet. That's how we make our announcement. It's like,
wait until the last minute.
Yeah.
Yeah.
no.
No, I love it.
No.
I love it. I'm glad I got to do it. And yeah, when's the next one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll
same.
let you know.
Yeah.
TBD.
TBD.
Um,
Tell Tim that we're striving for the quality of his podcast. Yeah, for everyone listening, Tim Nagle, Misha's husband, has a podcast called Created by
Oh.
Human.
Oh yeah, check it out. It's
Well-
actually really great.
Yeah, we'll put a link to that in the
Mhm.
show notes for you.
Oh, you guys, look at them. They're just such great people. Yeti Legs and Basecamp.
I know. If you like random, like conspiracy theory stories,
And funny.
stories about shrooms and haunted lakes in Georgia,
You'll enjoy this podcast.
You'll enjoy this
funny. It's
podcast.
Oh yeah, Amber, if you've
Good
never
for-
heard it either, it's a great
I
podcast.
haven't. I'm gonna check it out. I love podcasts.
Good for it's good for killing time while you're hiking the PCT.
It's
So-
true.
It
Or any
is.
long through hike. Yes.
created
anyway.
created by human.
Yeah.
Created
it.
by human.
It's
Yeah.
very
I
creative.
love that.
But anyway, well,
Thank you again.
yeah, thank you guys so much for doing this with us. It's great.
I love it.
You're so welcome. This was so fun. It was so fun to recap.
I know. Looking
Kinda
forward to
thanks
seeing
for
you
it all.
both in person again.
I know.
Yay!
One day.
Yeah.
Well, love you guys. Miss you.
Love you.
Be good.
Love y'all.
Enjoy the rest of your
Bye.
weekend. Bye.
Bye. Well, everyone, we hope you're enjoying our podcast.
Yeti.
Walks into Basecamp. We're your hosts. I'm Basecamp.
And I'm Yeti Legs. If you enjoy this podcast, please let us know in the comments below. Or you can also shoot us an email to our podcast, yetiwalksintobasecamp@gmail.com. So it's just the name of our podcast, all together, all lowercase. We look forward to hearing from you. And if you do enjoy our episodes, please be sure to like and subscribe. And if there are any pertinent links or other information that you're interested in from the episode, just find that in the show notes below.
Also wanted to give a shout out and a thank you to Ryan G for our intro and Bradley Black for our outro.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you. And as we like to say in the hiking community,
Happy
Happy
trails.